Good evening, everybody. Hopefully everything looks A-OK because I've just literally been setting up until right at this point. We're going to do a watch-along for Man United versus Fulham and Leeds versus Southampton. So I'm going to be watching Man United. I think Seb and Chris are both taking Leeds because, according to Seb, they play better football, which is probably fair at times, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about them. And obviously the Man City match will also come on an hour into this. So we're going to be discussing lineups and stuff, which should all be on the screen. Hopefully it'll start flicking through from Man United to Leeds in just a second. But how you doing, lads? How you doing, Chris? We'll start with you.
I was doing all right until I've just seen the lineups. To be honest, I've been a bit busy doing a few things the last hour. Just seen no Meslier in Leeds lineup. What on earth's going on there? And yeah, I don't know. I've had a really great week last week, and I'm on kind of on a charge. But I sense this could be my comeuppance this week. This could be the time it all goes a little bit wrong. But yeah, so
I always feel like there's a bit more doubt in the last 2 weeks. I feel like I definitely doubt my decisions a bit more because it's like if you get it wrong, there is no time to recover. So there's probably a bit of that in it as well. Seb, how you doing?
I'm okay, thank you, mate. Yeah, similar surprise at lineups, especially Kiko Casilla in goal for Leeds. Strauch and Cooper, Rodrigo, Roberts, you can put all that aside. No one saw Casilla coming. None of the rest of it matters. I have no idea what happened there. And Melia's on the bench as well, so he's fit.
Well, yes. So, okay, it is the setup is working. It's just switched to Southampton versus Leeds. So it's going to switch between the two. And anyone that watched my stream the other day, all the points will update when we go. Obviously, everyone's on 3 bonus as it stands, but that will change as we go on. So we've got the Leeds lineup in front of us. It will go off while you're talking about it. But what do you think about Rodrigo? Because that was a massive talking point this week about whether he would come in for Bamford or whether he just wouldn't play. And he's gone to both of them. Did you expect that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was ever coming in for Bamford in a 1-for-1 swap because, yeah, he came on, scored 2 goals, but Bamford does, I think we spoke about right at the beginning of the season, Andy, Bamford does all that work that Bielsa loves in his team and needs to, soften up, say a Burnley or a Southampton, especially in a match where pressing is going to be an important part of it. Rodrigo, I may be expected to come off the bench to do a similar job to what he did last week, but with Click now his season over, Rodrigo's clearly been given that chance. I don't think it's as good for our structure. The problem Rodrigo's had in the past is that pressing. He's in maybe more of a 10 role than an 8 role today, but he is going to have to join Calvin in the middle and do some work, which Roberts is more suited for. But hey, Bielsa's rewarded him, so fair enough.
Bit more attacking maybe. And there's no Danny Ings either in the Southampton lineup. So I know a few people might have gone for him as a punt. I think Chris, who not you, Chris who actually designed this setup, bought Ings in. So yeah, commiserations to him. But I guess maybe it's the quick turnaround. He's only just back from injury as well. But Che Adams is starting again. So yeah, I think Leeds is probably a little bit more interesting. Man United lineup's quite interesting as well because Greenwood starts and Rashford doesn't. Now, I don't think that necessarily means Greenwood's first choice 11 now because Rashford's been playing with an injury for a while. But there's been a lot of talk about how close Greenwood is getting to the first team. And Pogba on that left kind of hurts Rashford quite a lot. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in 38 and then the Europa League final. Because Greenwood could potentially start in that. So I know there was a lot of talk pre-deadline about whether or not he was going to start or not. Did either of you get caught up in that? Because there was a lot of rumours going around that he was benched and it didn't happen.
I left Greenwood alone personally for my team, but I was tempted. He was probably high on my list. I'd maybe expect him and some other players not to play next week, would you say? Or I say next week, the weekend.
I think that's exactly the thing. I think it was the expectation he missed at least one of the matches, or at least not start both matches. And already got Fernandes, who obviously will miss one of the matches probably as well, or not start both. But I had to get Leeds coverage really because I had Meslier, who's obviously my Leeds defensive coverage, which was really I've now not got him. So I've got some interest in this match with looking for high scoring. But yeah, no, I had to get Rafinha in, so I just didn't have any attacking Leeds options, and so that kind of ultimately decided for me. But yeah, I did spend a lot of time looking at it. Also, Willock, how did that happen?
I can't believe how much of a ban. Neil, to be fair, hang on, I've got to start the timer. I get lynched if I don't start the timer on right. All right. So the timer on screen is going to be for the Man United game because obviously we can't have 2 different timers. Well, I mean, we probably could, but we don't. We're just going to have the Man United one. So I'm going to start it. The match has kicked off on my screen. I'm just going to set it so it's properly. So I'm going to go for now. So yeah, we're about 20 seconds in. we got a throw in, so not that interesting. But yeah, Willock, Neil on the team news, he said about him weeks ago. He said, I just wonder if he's going to be this kind of goal-scoring player for us. He quite rates him. I mean, he never got him in, to be fair, but he did. The fact that he mentioned him before anyone else, I was impressed. And obviously, he is a Newcastle fan. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on it. It feels a bit Lingard-esque to me, that he's suddenly this great player, and not that everyone thinks he's great, but he's doing great, and he's going to carry on. I'm not sure. What did you make of him, Seb? You had no considerations for Willock, surely.
He was my differential on the Scoutcast, but with the caveat of with him being so cheap and that potential high ceiling, it allows you to do other things in these last 2 weeks. So that for me is what I wanted. And I considered him, but I maybe didn't need the money in the end. So I brought Antonio in up front. The thing that's weird about him is he's got like 5 goals in 5 matches or something, but only 2 of those are starts. 1 he didn't play. So if he gets the role in the team, you'd think he's got a pretty good chance of getting points. One of them, of course, was a penalty after Joelinton had already taken a penalty, I believe. So he's second in line for those, although apparently Joelinton doesn't take 2 in matches. So I think there's a good chance of points out of him, but it's classic. You maybe want 5th midfielder, not 4th there, and using those funds elsewhere.
Yeah, the don't take 2 penalties thing was funny because Steve Bruce said that, and I think Scout tweeted it out, and I kind of mentioned it on Twitter, and then straight away I got replies saying like, well, there's this South American missed 3 in 1 game, and this South American scored a hat trick of penalties, so a lot of people think it may have been Steve Bruce, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't know, do you? I got to be honest, when I saw the match, when I saw it happening, Joelinton didn't look too happy to me. Go on, what's happened?
Che Adams has just gone close, I believe. Decent save from Kiko Sear. Ball comes in from the left, and Che Adams gets up, heads it. Good save.
That can't be. Okay, one thing we haven't gone for. I haven't got the teams up, but how many players have you got in tonight's game? I've basically got 3 leads: Dallas, Rafinha, and Bamford. No Man United, so I still want us to win because we need 2nd place. But it'd be nice if it was a couple of Fred goals or something. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I've got. I had 2 leads, and I got 1 lead. So I got Rafinha for Leeds. I've got Ward-Prowse has been one of my differentials on the opposing side for Southampton, and for Fernandez for United in the match tonight. I think that's who I've got.
Did you captain Fernandez?
I did not. I looked at it a long time, but in the end, I went Salah.
Yeah,
I'm playing, but at the moment, it's very rare for me to be in a position I'm in. So I'm kind of just. I was starting this game week on the edge of the top 3,000, which I'm very happy about. But the last few weeks, or certainly this season generally, I've been thinking much more about overall kind of overall rank and the selections of the top 10K and sort of what effective ownership means, which I never.
Oh God, you're not picking players based on effective ownership. We'll be here all day.
I'm not picking it. Az will kill me. I know. I'm not picking them necessarily, but it is an element that comes in. I think that's why I came in with Rafinha rather than Harrison in the end, because I just know that everyone's got Rafinha. So, if Harrison scores, it's not going to impact the rank as much. So yeah, and I'm trying to cling on to a rank now. I'm not Mark going for the trying to come some crazy differentials, get into 1K. I'm just want to kind of hold the rank there or thereabouts. Really, that's what I'm going.
Yeah, I feel like I may have got I bought Mane in for a hit, and I feel like I may have gone a week early with the big move. Like I could have just got Antonio for free, not taken a hit, had a player who, to be honest, is probably not. If anything, a lot of people would probably put Antonio ahead of Mane. So it is a little bit of a risk, but I just think that it's just such. I like differentials, but when they're proven players, and Mane is a proven big hitter, he may not have done it this year, but he can do it. I don't want to go differential for the sake of it. So I just think Liverpool got 2 games they have to win. I know that they only scored twice against West Brom and they relied on Alisson, but I thought they played better than that. And Burnley, Peacock Farrell, nothing to play for, and then what is it last? I mean, it's Palace at Anfield, so I'm hopeful, but no Man United, so that could hurt.
We've got City team news.
Sorry, just going to say Southampton have gone close again there. Might have been offside.
Jesus, start defending better.
What happens when you put a striker in midfield, eh? Southampton bring the ball forward with Che Adams, and they outnumber us 3-2 at the back there. I believe it's Teller, who, he does just stray offside, but he's peeling away. Ball played through nicely. The tackle from Calvin Phillips plays it on to Teller, and it's a decent save from Kassir at the end. Would have been offside, but that's a couple of times now they've opened us up.
Yeah, nothing really happened in the Man United game. There's just been a cross in there from Wan-Bissaka. Paul Pogba just headed it over the bar, but no real chances like 5 minutes in. Go on, Chris, do you want to take us through?
Yeah, we've got some City news. So Mara starts, as has been pointed out in the chat room. We've got Ederson at the back, Cancelo and Stones, Dias and Zinchenko. They're playing a full lineup. So I imagine game week 38 is going to be a complete random selection. Bernardo Silva, Rodri and Gundogan in the middle, and Mahrez, Torres and Foden along the front there. So Torres starts, Mahrez starts, Foden starts.
So no Jesus.
Gundogan always starts. What's that?
No Jesus.
No Jesus, no Sterling. Yeah, so it's. But people were worrying about Stones or Dias, whether they're going to start. They've started. I had Cancelo last week. He started again for me. If you're interested in Brighton, of course, as well, we have Sanchez in the back, White, Webster, and Byrne. Across the back, rather Gross, Alzate, Bissouma, and Moder in the midfield, and then Welbeck, McAllister, and Johan Bakash.
Oh, nice! I think you did Johan Bakash better than Diaz, to be honest. I think you nailed that. You said Diaz for Diaz. You absolutely nailed the guy that I probably just got wrong.
I'm Spanish as well. I shouldn't be struggling with the Spanish names. That's
the Man City lineup to me. Apart from, I'm going to assume in the final that Walker starts, but I think that is their final team if De Bruyne is not fit. Basically, Torres is basically playing as the false 9-9, whatever you want to call it, where De Bruyne would play it. And the rest of it looks to me like their best team, essentially. Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's anyone missing. So, I mean, me and Neil just look like idiots every week trying to guess the team. But I'm going to assume next week is going to be all change. Or not next week, next game week, obviously, is going to be all change.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, we're not even halfway through the first game of Game Week 37. But I've been trying to look for like punts maybe in Game Week 38. And I must be honest, I'm finding it tricky to find any. Man City are kind of top of my list, but only if I get the team sheet beforehand, which is possible in Game Week 38.
There's got to be an Aguero shot in there, even if it's just with a little bit of emotion.
He's so expensive, isn't he?
True.
Yeah.
I'm worried because he's not fit for this week. And Pep didn't say he'd definitely be back for 38. He said hopefully. There's no way he gets like 70, 80 minutes, I don't think. I think it is a farewell.
He'll play though, won't he?
He will get some minutes, I'm sure, yeah, but I think it's just a lot of money. So yeah, I'm struggling for punts for 38, but maybe like last week it'll be just that someone will get injured and that will just force our hands, right?
I mean, I guess you've taken your 38 week again.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
We punt a bit early, so like Mane, we were looking at on Scoutcast, looking at Burnley's defence, and overall not great, but a little bit of hope for you. From the right-hand side, they've conceded the most, as in their left-hand side, so Liverpool's right, they've conceded the most crosses in the league with something like 80 to 90 odd, which Trent Alexander-Arnold over to Mane, maybe there's something there for you. We've seen that goal quite a few times before.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier with Mane. Like, I know he's not been doing it, but I know you're a numbers person, Seb, and I think his underlying numbers are just ridiculous. Still, they're not. I can't remember the exact number, but I don't think they're down at all from last year. Or if anything, they're around the same. He just hasn't been putting it away, and that happens sometimes. And I guess it's just someone replied to me earlier said he can't put a ball out. It's like sure, but do you think that's going to happen forever? I mean, this could be the 2 weeks where he puts it in the net, and it's happy days.
He's a really top quality player. I mean, it's going to come good at some point. I think Liverpool have kind of been squeaking past a few teams. I think at one point there's going to be a thumping because they're still that team that could deliver that. If someone doesn't turn up, I think that there could be a thumping coming. I mean, it could well be with this game week. We saw that last season and parts of earlier this season. They can. When they really turn it on and they've got every motivation to do so, they can really deliver some pain. So yeah, and as an Everton fan, it gives me no pleasure to talk about Liverpool doing. I don't even want to talk about Sheffield United. I can't. I haven't yet processed that last game week. It's like even by our standards, that was really, really, really bad.
That was pretty much the ideal outcome, that game for me. I had no Everton players. I thought there's no way I'm getting out of this without any punishment. No Luka Dean, no Fernandes, no, Ariola's collected it. No Calvert-Lewin. Especially the worst thing was last week I had Bamford, he went off before 60. I thought, right, I've got no Antonio, no Calvert-Lewin. I'm going to get really punished. And yeah, thank you to Jebison, who I've rewarded with a place in my squad now. First bench he is.
Obviously next game week, that's
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about getting rid of Iheanacho. I had no plans to play him, but it's probably not a bad thing to have someone who's guaranteed to start on the bench. So I've taken a risk with Jefferson, but I like what I've seen. He's one chance, one goal kind of man. So if you can keep that up, happy days. Man United have got a free kick, probably the most interesting thing that's happened so far. On the right hand side, Shaw's coming over, but I don't want to say I'm sure, no pun intended, that Fernandes is going to take this, but it's not a shoot at goal type free kick. It's definitely a cross in. No Maguire, so it's going to be aimed at, I guess, McTominay, Pogba maybe. Luke Shaw in swinger possibly. No, he's left it to Fernandes. What an awful dummy. And it's gone headed straight out. It's not a very exciting match so far.
Thrilling.
We picked the good matches. I do hope this week's going to be as exciting as last. I thought last game week, just incredible. Some incredible, unpredictable and incredible games generally. I thought, the Newcastle game was awesome to watch. And then obviously Liverpool, again, not something I would necessarily cheer as a opposing fan, but it was that last minute goalkeeper coming up.
I was doing a watch along for that. I could not believe what I was watching. I was like, Alisson's coming up. I was like, we love when a goalkeeper comes up. And it was such a good header. The thing is, from that match, from watching the whole thing, West Brom headed everything away. Anything that was crossed in, they headed it away. And for whatever reason, they just didn't get to that one first. And it was the perfect header. It was such a good moment. It's
one of those, you say West Brom's defence, set piece is probably very well organised. You add a player in there that they had literally no plan for.
Yeah.
What they did, they just ignored him. No one was marking him at all. It was a great header, but with no one around him and the ball placed on his head, you'd expect a header like that from someone who can play football. So take nothing away from him, but there was no one around him at all. They just left him.
I quite like that it wasn't a scrappy goal though. It was just like a bullet, not a bullet header maybe, but yeah, it was such a good finish, such a good. I mean, it does. I know, I'm a Man United fan. I don't particularly care or want Liverpool to do well, but it does at least leave the top four open for a few weeks. And I think one of the things in FPL is teams having stuff to play for does kind of help a little bit, even if not for motivation and stuff, but just to not have so much rotation in the team, right? Like Chelsea, Leicester, Liverpool, they're going to play pretty much full strength now. Yeah. So it was good to have the top four kind of race still open. I think it would have been pretty boring if it was over.
It's true though, but looking at it from a points perspective, look at Palace 3, Villa 2. I mean, neither of those two teams are playing for much, so it was quite an open game. I think you're right. Ideologically, that's how it should work. In Leeds Burnley, that was as a cracking game.
You mentioned differentials for that last week of the season. You mentioned Chelsea there have something to play for, hopefully.
Yeah, Chelsea
Havertz,
yeah,
it's probably really like his numbers, like what he looks like too. We know he's been brilliant in the past, didn't quite get off to the start he'd wanted, but quietly starting to look like the player they probably signed. And from an FPL sense as well, the chances and the numbers and all that, when you're watching him actually play, they're all coming from shots inside the box. Yeah. I think when we were looking at it the other night, he had, let's say it's the fourth highest XGI or something, but behind Kane, but he was only second to Kane in terms of big chances. So that lovely combination of, enough chances, enough good quality chances. And when you watch him play as well, he's so chill in those situations. He just takes it, slots it in, what we saw back in Germany. So if you get a chance from him, I'd really fancy it.
Chelsea and City are kind of where I've earmarked just because they're fixtures. It's just I think I would want the team sheet to be absolutely sure. That's the only thing. I just don't know if I'm confident enough. I might end up just swapping out Martinez next week for the most boring transfer ever. Cavani was just asking for a penalty just then. One of those where if he gets fouled like that anywhere else on the pitch, he probably gets a foul, but he's never getting a penalty for it. The defender did have his arms around him, but there wasn't much in it. 75% possession so far for Man United. So Fulham not really offering much. If you've got Man United defenders, Luke Shaw, I know a lot of people have got. Chris, you've got him looking good so far.
I don't.
Cavani's through. He's going for the chip. He's going for the chip. He scored. What a goal. That's about 40 yards out. Fernandes assist, I think. Oh my. I thought he's going to run through it. He hasn't run through. He's just carried on and chipped it. I need to see this again. I think Fernandes assist, but I don't know if he got the touch. It was like a little flick with his heel. What a goal. Oh, that was going to be... Cavani!
You're going to go Cavani! Yeah,
oh.
40 different players. I watched your stream. There was a lot of players.
Cavani, to be fair, I ruled Cavani out. This is such a good goal. Where's the replay? Come on. Here we go. So the ball comes in from... Is it straight from De Gea? Yeah, I think it's straight from De Gea to Fernandes. Now, does he touch it? He might touch it. Oh, they're looking for offside. Oh, don't be offside. It's so close. I got to be honest, from that angle, it looks like it could be off. And he's straight one. He doesn't even touch it, I don't think. Oh, what a finish. God, I love this guy. I know we can't.
Did you say it was a chip from about 40 yards?
Oh,
I don't know if Fernandes has touched it. It's from just inside the halfway line, I would say.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's probably about 40 yards.
I've had to switch across because it is.
It's inch perfect. Like any higher, I don't think Fernandes touches that. I know I don't own him, but I don't think he touches that. I think it's a De Gea assist. What are the chat saying? I haven't got the chat. Let me see. They're all. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Oh, they're not. No one. Let me see. Wow, that was quite a hilarious goal. Whether it's offside, yeah, I haven't seen a good angle of the offside. It looks quite close to me. I got a feeling he's going to be off. I think it's going to be a shoulder. Oh, it's onside. It's been given.
It's a touch. He's definitely got a touch there.
He hasn't touched that.
He's definitely touched it.
He hasn't touched that.
He's definitely touched it.
I'm going to go on Twitter now. I'm going to tweet that Fernandes hasn't touched it and watch people go mad. Hang on, let me see this.
Yeah, I think a dummy is a touch. In if you think about it, he's taken the player out as surely an assist.
I feel like by definition a dummy is not a touch.
Oh, I think he might have brushed it.
If they give, they'll. There's going to be chaos no matter which way it goes.
Moira. Scenes at Stockley Park now.
Anyway, what a goal. Cavani, absolutely. By the way, massive differential as well. Before this week, I haven't checked for this. I haven't checked what the ownership numbers have gone like. I can't imagine he was massively brought in. He was 1.24% in the top 10k. So huge differential.
Oh wow! A lot of people will have had him maybe on the free hit, and then obviously won't have had him this game week or last game week.
It's gone as a De Gea assist in FPL.
Boom, told you. I'm not being biased. I don't own him. I genuinely don't think he touched that.
Unbelievable.
Probably a good thing.
As I say. No, I think he should have got an assist for it, surely. I mean, that's a beautiful dummy of an assist.
I don't think we're going to get a clean sheet here.
My tweet's already got 100 likes. I'm waiting to see the replies now. Everyone who owns him. I just said Fernandes never touched it.
Oh,
it's TBC FPL have tweeted.
Didn't you hit 100k followers earlier? Good time to get back down to 99.
People up. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, Fulham are through now. Oh, that's a foul. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's not going to get a red card. No, it's going to be a yellow. Bruno Fernandes yellow. There was too many defenders covering. If that had been any closer to goal, he would have been in trouble then. I don't know who it was for Fulham, but they were through on goal, counter-attack. To be fair to Bruno, chasing back. I don't know where Wan-Bissaka's on the left for some reason. Bruno Fernandes is covering on the right. But yeah, definite foul, yellow card. So there you go. I'm saying no assist, yellow card.
Doubly happy not to have. Well, that's you're obviously happy not to have. You're obviously surviving so far without United. That's great. That's a point down.
Yeah,
that's likely.
I'll take a Cavani goal. I'll take a Cavani hat trick here. How are Leeds looking? We haven't heard from them for a while.
So we're on the attack at the moment. Luke Ayling has just had a shot from distance with his left foot. It's gone suitably wide, as you might expect. But really, it has been mostly Southampton here. So I would say it's a matter of time until they break us down, unless we change something or they change something, I guess. We just had Theo Walcott go, not quite through, but through on goal, wide right. Kessie came out to try and intercept, kind of missed it, backtracked. Walcott tries to chip it into the middle and Kessie just about gets something on it and we clear it away. But there's been a few opportunities like that there where they are getting in behind us quite well.
That's not good times. It's not what's supposed to happen. You think it's all because of the Rodrigo tactics?
I mean, if I'm being genuine, no, not entirely. It won't help. If you watch Rodrigo, he is up front with Bamford most of the time here, whereas, say, a Click or a Roberts would have been much more involved in the midfield in pressing. But I think we probably saw not something too dissimilar last time we played Southampton. Like, they press us very well. If you can press us, you can get around us. They don't play dissimilarly themselves. First half time, Southampton had the best of it. Then we came into the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar here.
Yeah, I think I did a watch along for that one, and Leeds just absolutely bossed it in the second half. And was it 3-0 that game?
Off the top of my head, yes.
Or
terrible memory for scores.
Okay, I'm sure it was 3. I think Bamford scored and assisted, if I remember right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, Cross just came in there for Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood's had a header, but to be honest, it's gone straight out. Just seeing this goal again, I'll be happy to keep watching it. Oh, hang on. Okay, here's an interesting thing, right? I've just watched it back. So if Fernandes doesn't touch it, Cavani's offside.
Oh,
He has.
So,
I'm telling you, he doesn't.
So the goal has been given.
Yeah. So basically, that's saying that Fernandes touched it because So Cavani's way offside when De Gea hits it, but when Fernandes it comes to him, Cavani's ran back onside.
I guess the two don't have to. Obviously in the decision making they're linked, but for FPL, the assist could not be awarded, but the goal's already been awarded, so they don't have to be linked, but it certainly heightens the chances.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. I guess FPL have to give it then, because if FPL don't give it, they're saying that VAR's got it wrong, right?
I mean, I guess indirectly, but what I'm saying is they're independent decisions, aren't they? So whether FPL assign an assist and whether VAR has decided that's offside, or
that would be a big shout. That would be a big shout. He by the way, it's not even close. If Fernandes doesn't touch it, he's miles offside. Like miles or so. It's not even a decision.
The sensible thing would probably be to give the assist then, I guess.
Is that what they're discussing in the studio? I guess. Yeah.
I can't hear it, so I don't know. I only spotted it then because they showed it again.
About whether he's touched it or not. They're showing that replay multiple times. So interesting. What about how often have decisions like that changed? I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, does it? In terms of changing an assist.
No. I mean, I know. I always think back to, I think it was Macaulay, wasn't it? I know FPL and whoever it is, Stockley Park or whatever, have got more angles than we would see, even necessarily on TV, right? So maybe there is one that shows it, but
it's the TV companies that decide what we see, as far as I'm aware. So Stockley Park could be looking at something different while we're looking at one angle.
So all jokes aside, I genuinely don't think Fernandes has touched that, but maybe there is an angle where it shows it. I don't know, but it's going to be an interesting thing to see if FPL give it. We'll wait.
It says, Andy, you've got to update the score. Why is the score not updating?
Oh, sugar, yeah, of course. I've got to put Cavani in, haven't I? Cavani. What minute did he score it in? 15. I won't. I'll put the assist in as TBC. I'll put it in as David De Gea. Sorry, yeah, that is my bad. I've updated it now. I forget I have to do that. That's the only thing that's not automated. You're right, Matthew. Thank you for letting me know. Fernandes, Pogba's just been fouled. Fernandes, tried to get it into Cavani. Oh, is that? I feel like he should come back for the free kick there.
Question in the chat that I can just grab. Steve Elbows says, is it true that Leeds have a bad record when they visit the South Coast? Yes, I have no idea why. And more than just the South Coast, it's typically London. Until recently, we'd not won in London for a very long time, Premier League and Championship. Although realistically, I have no reason for that. There are so many clubs in London and the South. It can't just be that, we get nosebleeds. We've got players from Brazil. So yes, it's true, but I really don't know why. Also,
I'm sure, wasn't this the same thing with Leeds and London clubs? And then you beat Fulham, however many it was. I'm sure that was a thing recently. So I don't take any notice of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we finally got a win in London in however long. But I mean, at some point, sure, there might be a reason, but I haven't found it. So I would put it down to coincidence. But yeah, if you like that sort of thing, our record is not good, South.
Not yet. Anyway, there you go. It's the score is updated now. It shows Cavani. Also, the bonus, as you can see on screen, is also updated. So Cavani.
Stuart Dallas goes very close. It would have been a Raphinha assist. So the ball comes over from the left. Raphinha, I thought, could have taken it. He's in so much space. It was Harrison that put the ball across. Raphinha chooses instead to cushion a header to Dallas, takes it on his chest, goes with his left foot low, just wide. A nice little move, but no points, unfortunately, here.
Dallas is ridiculous.
Dallas, is he going to stay a defender next year?
Oh, he's a midfielder. He'll be a midfielder.
Yeah, he has to be.
He's played in midfield all year, and we will sign a left back before we sign a centre mid. We want both. I would be very surprised if Dallas isn't a midfielder for us next year. I mean, who knows? He can play flipping everywhere. He'll definitely be in the 11. But he will probably be a centre mid primarily. I would say, 6 million mid in FPL seems about fair.
Yeah, sounds about right to me. They might stretch it to 6. How many goals he got? He's got like 10 attacking returns, hasn't he?
He's got 8 goals, 2 assists, I think, off the top of my head.
I wonder if they stretch to 6.5, but I don't know. I guess obviously
Raphinha's in just ahead of him. McCarthy gathers it. I didn't quite see who put the ball through. It might have been Harrison again. But was it us or I can't remember who it was, but we were talking that Rodrigo beating the high line against Burnley. Raphinha did a similar thing against City. And with Raphinha hopefully being even closer to 100% fitness today, one of those Raphinha-Harrison conversations. It's so close between them, but Raphinha is the one that I could see getting in behind this high line.
What a save from Areola. I think Pogba's got the ball back. He's crossed it back in. I think that was Fernandes. It was outside the box. Yeah, it was. He's got his head in his hands. This was such a good shot. This is probably 20-odd yards out. Let me see. Yeah, just outside the edge of the D. Oh, no, it's McTominay. Sorry. Oh, no, it's back to Fernandes. There you go. Lovely hit. Cavani's offside on the follow-up. But, yeah, nice save. But Fernandes going close-ish. It was kind of right at him in the centre, but it was a nice shot. Nice shot. But yeah, so everyone in the chat's telling me to update the score. I've updated it. I feel like maybe there's a slight delay on the stream, which is why they're not seeing it yet. But it's definitely updated. Cavani 1-0 on 30 bonus points, so he's top. David De Gea is currently second because obviously, I think in FPL they've given it to De Gea, but on Twitter they've said TBC.
On
so
Twitter,
it could change.
So unfortunately, what Twitter gives it doesn't really.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see. But yeah, I think in FPL he'll have to be a defender. Usually I can't remember which player it was last year, but sometimes because obviously Dallas has played fullback as well. But I think even recently he's just played way more in midfield, so it'd be very difficult.
He hasn't played left back since I don't know when. But
yeah, it's ages, isn't it?
Probably not even like Christmas. He is a centre mid for us now.
Yeah, nice. Man United coming forward here. Wan-Bissaka is going to cross it in. Wan-Bissaka's getting a little bit better attacking wise. Still don't think he's quite anywhere near the levels of Trent and co yet, but I don't know. Maybe he's not. I don't think he can try and push. We should talk about the England squad actually at half time. That'd be a good talking point, I think, especially Trent, because the rumours are that Trent's not getting in. I'd like to get both your takes on that. But yeah, this has come to a halt. This attack. Fulham have got the ball back and they're playing out from the back. Could be a counter here. Oh, McTominay's kept it. Man United have got quite a few men over. Pogba's going to have a crack. Played it to Greenwood on the right. Crosses it back to Fernandes. Is he going to shoot? He's been tackled.
Nearly had a Bamford to Raphinha there. Nice little interchange between them. Gets cut out. I would say since saying that Southampton have been on top, which was probably about 10 minutes ago, it has been more Leeds, but they carry a similar threat to us in breaking away.
I gotta be honest. Obviously I want him to do well because I own him. But I just think the bandwagoning for Harrison, Chris, was massive this week. And I still rate Raphinha as the better option. So I would love him to get a couple of goals this week just to show him.
Did we? I think it was just before we went live, we were talking about that. And Raphinha's got the better numbers for the season by a long way. And he's played fewer minutes. Harrison has better numbers in the last 6 or so. Raphinha's just been injured. By the way, got a corner now. Raphinha has just left it to Calvin Phillips. But a suggestion that Raphinha could be back on those, which he wasn't last week. So if we had like 10 matches to go, I'd be pretty confident on it being Raphinha. But it's 2 matches. If he's not 100% fit, if Harrison is in form, if that's your kind of thing, who knows? It's a toss of the coin.
He's not a fan of inform, are you?
He's not, I know. I got a bit Seb is the most, what's the word I want to, it's a nice word, but what is the word?
It's a nice word.
Diplomatic when it comes, because I know secretly inside he's like, form's not a thing. Get out of here.
Let me qualify that, if I may. So form, obviously much more complicated, smarter people than me who can talk about it much better. But form for me is like, it's a word we use to describe someone who recently has played well, returned points or scored goals, whatever. It's a collective report on history. It doesn't predict the future. And I think Simon March spoke about this a while ago, looking at players who have scored in their previous match. Do they score in the next match? And it was actually more likely that they didn't score in the next match and more likely they would score in the next match if they hadn't scored in the previous. Now, of course, that's assuming, people don't score a goal every match. So of course, you're overall less likely to score. But the suggestion is that form is kind of an ethereal thing. It's a word we use to describe something that we kind of, intuit, rather than a literal thing we can put down on paper and go, he's in form, so he should get 5 points, something like that.
Well, I guess from a goals scored, but from a kind of a confidence perspective, from a performance perspective, an eye test perspective, I guess. Like Kane, we know is could have got a hat trick or last week, didn't. He's been hitting the post quite a bit recently. He is, I can see why Andy's captained him. Still not sure he's the best captaincy choice, but I can see why he has. But yeah, I say it's him.
Yeah, you say confidence is a really interesting one. So I would include confidence as one of those things in that sort of, group form term. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. You would think a player that's in confidence, ignore whether he's scoring or not. If he's looking confident, we think he's going to do good things. Ignore overconfident, because that's very different. Start shooting from silly angles. But then the question becomes, what gives you confidence? Well, playing well. but then do you have confidence to play well? And it kind of becomes chicken and egg. So which comes first? And again, I think it's only useful in the past, because if we're trying to predict things in FPL, well, I need to know when his confidence will go away and when he will stop scoring, or when his confidence will arrive. And I can't pinpoint that.
It's like Lingard. There was lots of
3-0, 101. We'll be back next week. Will we? Sorry, Andy.
No, it's a bit like they're showing the replay again. I'd love to know what they're discussing. They're obviously discussing whether he touched it. I'm guessing the commentators think he didn't.
They're probably discussing form and confidence, don't you think?
It might be, yeah. I use the word form. I think it's just one of those things that's in your vocab and it's hard to get rid of. And I think most people know what it means. I just it's like Lingard. There was lots of things where he's confident now. That's why he's shooting more. Well, he isn't doing that now. So is he not confident? If he's not, why is he not? When he just scored like 9 goals in 12, it's it's I don't know.
The takeaway for me is exactly what you said. It's a word we use to describe something that we kind of collectively understand.
Yeah.
But the whole, in an FPL sense, where does it come from? Form versus fixtures? I would argue that's a kind of misleading argument.
Yeah, like I would. If someone said this player's in form, then I know what they mean, but I wouldn't necessarily use that to make my decision. Basically, let's not form versus. I know someone that wrote a very good article about form versus fixtures and loads of other versus things called Seb, where it's basically always more nuanced than that, isn't it? It just always is. It's never really one or the other.
Yeah, the horrible answer is I'm going to sit on this fence and not really help you at all. Thanks very much. See you later.
That's basically where I'm at with it.
Pick one of these 5 players. Move on.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's like Mane, right? I picked him based on stats. Most people would say he's got 0 form, 0 confidence. He's not putting the ball in the net. His finishing has been way down this year. Again, I'm just hoping that comes back, and rather than it coming back next season, it comes back this week, tomorrow, or whenever they're playing. So we'll see. Yeah, Reeder's gone off injured. Anderson is in. Thanks to the chat for pointing that out. I saw him go off. I was just mid-chat, but not really too much happening here. I mean, obviously, I guess Man United, it'd be nice to put a show on for the fans, but in the grand scheme of things, getting a comfortable win here and then resting players for the Europa League final is the priority. So Fulham not really troubling us, but we're not really troubling them either. It's fine. It's comfortable, I would say, for Man United, which is probably what you want. I think the most interesting thing will be who starts coming off and when. I'm not convinced that Rashford's lost his place in our best 11, like I said. So I think Greenwood may get the 90 here. But players Cavani's going to be off at 60, 70, definitely. And then most I think we get is a sub appearance versus Wolves. But by the way, I know it's very easy to say this, and the only reason we have him is because of his age now. But God, it would have been good to have Cavani in the league in his absolute prime. He's such a good player to watch. Even now, it's just such a shame that we can't get him 90 minutes every game because. I mean, he's world class. He's just nicked the ball there. He's just nicked the ball from the defender. It's come to nothing. His work rate is just ridiculous. Absolutely
Cavani
ridiculous.
or Zlatan? At the tail end of their career when they've both been with your team, Cavani or Zlatan?
Oh my God. I'm just going to go and get my fence, I think. I mean, I got to be honest. I think recency bias was just. When I watch Cavani now, he just does so much. It's not even like he's just sat there waiting for the ball, getting into the right positions. Not that I'm not trying to say that Zlatan's lazy or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm just so impressed with what Cavani does. Coming back, he's like having a Fernandes up front almost in what he does for the team. But that is a bit of recency bias. I did love watching Ibra. I tweeted this the other day. We've had some pretty decent strikers at the end, like Zlatan, Cavani, and Larson. Yes, we've had some pretty good strikers.
I forgot about Larson. That's a fun one.
Yeah, long time ago that. I can't remember. I missed someone, I think. Someone tweeted me when I said that before. Someone I've missed. Anyway, sorry, Chris.
Really well, though. I think United have generally done that well, where they brought the players in, towards the end of their careers and really got great value out of them. Whereas that doesn't always happen, right? I mean, it's I was kind of quite glad that I know maybe he's not quite the end of his career, but I was quite glad that Messi didn't come over. I just would have been bad to see Messi start to flounder in the Premier League or whatever. Not that he would have done. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he would. I got to be honest. I would love to have seen it. I would love to have seen it because I don't think he is at that point yet. I guess he's probably okay. He's not at his prime, but he's still ridiculous, isn't he? Someone just said in the chat, Michael Owen. I don't know. I don't really have the same thoughts about Owen as I do about the other three that I mentioned. Oh, they did score that goal against City, which was huge. I guess Michael Owen. I mean, Van Persie wasn't around for very long, but he was kind of in his prime when he came.
No, it's impressive. Where do you think Aguero's going to go? Do you think he'll stay in the Premier League, or is he?
He's Argentina, isn't he? Isn't that basically the reason he's? I might be wrong. But isn't that the reason he's leaving?
I saw a link. Argentina? Yeah, I saw a link to Barcelona, which I wasn't quite sure about because I just don't know. Do you know what I mean? He's played next to no minutes this season for City. I don't know what his kind of long-term injury status is. Really,
him and Messi are like best buds. Isn't like one of them the godfather of the other's child as well, though. So not that that's a great reason to go to Barcelona, but I believe it more than 1%.
Oh, there you go. This is the player that I forgot when I tweeted it. This is the player I forgot, Falcao. That didn't quite work out.
Oh yeah,
that didn't work out quite as well. Let's remember the Zlatan and Cavani times. We get Cavani for another year as well, which is nice. I'm really interested to see what Man United do in the transfer market because we know Cavani can't play every game. So whether or not we're going to... I mean, Martial's back now. I think he's on the subs bench. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we do in the transfer market. That's another discussion for half-time, I guess. Trent Alexander-Arnold for England and Harry Kane for whoever. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go? Greenwood in there. He's
surely going to go this summer. I mean, it's going to be someone with a lot of money, but I'll be amazed if he's there next season.
Yeah, people in the chat saying Aguero to Barcelona. I thought I saw that lead. Apparently, it's Fabrizio Romano that said it as well, and he's usually pretty good.
Adams has just gone close. Sorry to interrupt there, Andy. A decent. Honestly, he probably made it a harder save than it could have been. It's a good low shot going towards the corner, kind of one of those creeping ones. And I thought Casilla was just going to fall on it, but he's ended up pushing it away for a corner. Nothing yet, but a corner again, which is Ward-Prowse for you, Chris. Although Leeds set pieces have improved a lot, although without Melier, I don't know about that because he comes for them. But after conceding a lot in the beginning of the season, I don't believe we conceded from a set piece in something like 900 minutes or something like that.
I'm going to switch back to
Fulham are in here. Fulham are in. Is Lindelof going to get him? He's let him go. It's going to be 1-0. Whoa, what are you doing? I mean, obviously, I don't want him to score, but he should have carried on. Like, he was in. Lindelof basically could not tackle him because he was going to foul him. So he let him go. So he's definitely onside as well. He gets past Lindelof. It's pretty poor. He gets into the box. Yeah, he's taking the shot too early. He could have had one more touch, I reckon, opened up his body. I got to be honest, I'm not sure who that is. I'll try and work it out in a minute. But yeah, that's probably lucky. That one more touch and then outside, open your body up.
Southampton have just gone close again. The corner comes in from Ward-Prowse, is punched very weakly by Casilla down to Nathan Teller, who just puts it over the bar. But it was Teller who set up Adams a moment ago. Those two have looked dangerous against us.
He looked good, Teller, in the game, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's an option for next. I mean, Southampton, let's face it, they do bring through these young players, very well. They've got a great track record of bringing through.
He's playing up front today against Adams, and I don't think he's listed as a forward.
Okay. No, I think he's a mid. Yeah, I think he is. I have to double check that, but I think you're right there. Yeah, so that was a let off for Man United there. That was a bit like, I would say the shot style was a bit like West Brom's first goal, how he was kind of on one side, just open up his body and then just curled it in. That's what he should have done. I mean, I guess that's easier said than done, right? You're through in the box. Probably Fulham's best chance of the game. Maybe he's panicked a little bit, but yeah, a bit worrying how easily he got past Lindelof there. Not a huge amount in this. Like I'd be interested to see the stats. I don't think Greenwood's had, apart from the header, I don't really remember too many shots in the box. I couldn't even really tell you why. Like Fulham aren't. I guess they're defending okay. Maybe just hasn't fallen right. Obviously got a whole another half to go. But yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people are putting Fulham as kind of the whipping boys, right? The ones you want to pick against. But fair enough. Obviously, United have won the lap with their offside goal. But but yeah, surely. That doesn't seem to be the case, I mean, like both these games are relatively tight at the moment. Obviously, hopefully that will change in the second half. But
Rafinha just cuts inside there. Thought he might line up a shot. He lays it off to Rodrigo. Could hit it first time. Kind of does a little pirouette around a defender, puts it high and wide in the end. But he was trying to get that curl on it, top corner.
Yeah,
it was quite a long way away.
Why didn't he hit that first time?
That's what I was thinking. I think that's what Rafinha left him. He put it just in front of him, struck across with the left foot. That's what it looked like, didn't it? Yeah.
Here's a question for you, right? Let's hypothetical question about Rafinha, right? Let's say that Leeds have agreed to let him go and he wants to leave. He's going to another Premier League club. Doesn't matter. We won't discuss who the Premier League club is. How much money do you think he should go for? How much do you think he's worth?
So I guess I'll try and think pragmatically. We just signed him. He's got a long contract. He's clearly proven himself to be valuable. He's a brilliant age. So minimum 40 million.
Let's say 40.
Legitimately minimum 40 million. I would hope for more.
I think
only
they could get more.
only because there's no reason for us to accept anything. And if we do, he's got 4 years left on a contract. He's a great age. I think 40 million is minimum. I'd hope for 50. It probably depends who comes in, right? If the Premier League come in, you add 10 million. If I don't know, Bayern Munich come in, it's 10 million less.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely fair. I think obviously, we'll see how he does next season, but I don't really see any reason for any significant drop off. I'd love him at Man United, honestly. I think I know there's all the rumours about Sancho. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. But if there was a player in the Premier League, then I think he would be right up there for that right side. Obviously, there's players like Salah or Mahrez, but I don't think they're leaving to come to Man United anytime soon. Neither's Rafinha, I'm sure.
I think we get one more year. Let's assume he performs brilliantly next year as well. Like, we just won't be open to selling him. There's no reason. We've just got the most money we've ever got in the last 20 years getting promoted. We'll get more again next year. I assume he's happy. And if he did want to leave, it's probably a very easy sell to say, give us one more year and we'll let you go for 50 million next.
Yeah, a few people saying 30 in the chat. I genuinely think that's quite low. I mean, I know, we could get into a whole discussion about how, it's COVID times, therefore prices are lower. But I think I saw people saying that about Kane, but I was just thinking, maybe that's so, but that doesn't mean Spurs want to accept it. They want to get their full money. Maybe they'll wait a little bit longer. So yeah, I think more than 30. If you get him for like 50, I'd almost see. I know saying 50 million is a bargain, but in the current, climate of football, anything below 60 or 70 feels like a bit of a bargain because the prices are just so ridiculous. But yeah,
do you think it will be in the summer? Do you think post COVID, post ESL, sort of bailout not being there for various clubs? Do you see that they'll still be spending that sort of money?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all clubs have lost money, haven't they? I think we've seen that quite a bit. More, some more than others, of course. But I guess even the best run clubs have just lost money, like everyone has, right? It's been difficult. So yeah, I guess this summer will be the key. I think Man United need a few players, but they always need a few players. Fernandes flicked. Tried to flick it to Pogba. Pogba would have had a good chance, but the ball just didn't get there in time. It wasn't the greatest flick. I generally don't know. I don't know. I think, if Liverpool don't get top 4 and then they don't spend as well, I mean, obviously they got a lot of good players coming back from injury, but yeah, we could see some signings.
Southampton, if not but for a slip, would have been through on goal. Yeah. Nice ball threaded through the Southampton defence. And I'm not sure, it may have been Llorente assuming position. I think he just slips and takes it away. And Chadham's going to go down for a penalty, but that's not going to be given. No, Luke Ayling gets the ball and then goes into the back of him. Ref's just waved it and gone away. But yeah, both teams look dangerous. This is an entertaining match if you weren't a Leeds fan and had very sweaty palms.
I've done a few watchalongs on my own channel, and literally every single one I've done, the players I've had have all scored. So I won't be happy if Leeds come away with nothing here, because I think I had Salah captain against West Brom. And Trent. So obviously Trent got the assist at the end. And I also watched the game where Trent got the last minute goal as well from outside the area. So I'm hoping for something similar from Dallas, Rafinha, and
Well,
Bamford.
at least if it's a 0-0, I get my miserly clean sheet. Oh, hang on, no. Wait,
oh yeah, that's just end of the season. There's nothing. Have you got a sub goalie, by the way?
No, I've got Forster. Yeah, he's not playing either. So,
God.
Genuinely, I don't think any Leeds fans saw Kiko coming, because end of the season and rotate, but if I was to rank the managers of who I thought would rotate the most to the least, Bielsa would be at the bottom. So sure, there's a chance, but it's a low chance. And then Meslier, for a goalkeeper who's been poor for us, Meslier, was very close to man of the match against Burnley. We should have conceded goals. I'm very surprised. Maybe the only thing I can think is Melia's fit because he's on the bench. Maybe Kiko's leaving in the summer, I don't know. Bielsa wanted to give him one last appearance before the end of the season, and he didn't want to do it in front of the home fans who really don't like him. So maybe this was the opportunity.
You think Meslier will be back next week then?
Oh, I think Meslier will play next week.
Yeah, it'd be harsh not to get to play, because I think obviously there's narratives going all around about home fans, but especially for Leeds, like to do so well and then the first home the first game in front of fans. For most of the first team players to not be in that would be, I don't know. From everything I hear about Bielsa, it just doesn't feel like how he would play it. It'll be pretty much first 11.
I'll be home to West Brom. I fancy a chance of a clean sheet there, and I'll be like, otherwise because I don't know if is Forster coming back in, because obviously he said Hasenhüttl said he would. That's probably a very bad. I sort of backed out of that pronunciation halfway through.
Ralph.
I was quite confident. I know Hasenhüttl, but he said he was going to rotate them, right? So it was going to be 2 on 2 off. But who's going to get the last? Is it going to be McCarthy?
Well, yeah.
The last game.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's so hard to call. I think. I mean, you got Meslier, so I guess it doesn't matter for you. But
well, as long as he plays, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
he's definitely going to play. Yeah, I would be confident about that. Yeah, I genuinely don't know, because he did say they're going to play 2. They're going to play 2 each, and then there was 1 game left. So I guess we just wait and see. But they're playing.
Half each.
They're playing West Ham anyway, so it's not necessarily the greatest game.
Yeah, half each would be amazing. That'd be great. If you could do that, or 59 minutes would be great, and then just.
I was just thinking about the assist. I don't think FPL have.
They haven't changed it.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it yet.
I don't think they're going to change it. I'd be surprised. Like usually,
have they given it to Bruno?
No, they've given it. So on FPL, they've given it to De Gea, but on Twitter they've said TBC, so they're still looking at it. I don't know why it was given. Shaw's just had a shot from outside the area. Probably not that close, but a little bit of a sighter. Don't mind seeing that from your fullback, especially if you own them. Just watching the replay here, just to see how wide it went. Yeah, okay, that was never going in.
But would that be a problem? Why would it be a problem? You're saying because it would have been offside, it shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not a problem as such, but I mean, either way, someone's not going to be happy. Either Man United have scored a goal that should never have been given, or a load of Bruno Fernandes owners aren't going to get their points, even though the goal happened, and it couldn't have happened unless Fernandes did get a touch. So there's people not happy. Either Man United got the rub of the green, or Fernandes owners didn't. I think so.
I would rather, and I understand there could political things there, but I would rather the FPL made the best decision they can make, the most honest decision, regardless of what VAR did. VAR's done its job as best it could, which debatable. FPL should do its job. It should do its job as best it can.
Yeah, no,
I
agree.
Why can't VAR see that? That's the question. I don't. Why can't? Would they not even be looking for that? They were just looking for from when Fernandes touched it, whether Cavani was onside. Do you think they were just looking at that line, and they wouldn't have been looking at the whether, not even looking at whether Fernandes touched it? Do you think? I mean,
no, they definitely looked about whether Fernandes touched it. I mean, honestly, so many of the bad decisions this season of VAR. I'm just going to say that I don't want to say they've guessed, but I also kind of do, and I want to say maybe they've just given the benefit of the doubt. I mean. I try and call it as I see it without taking FPL into account. I don't think he touched it from the angle I saw, but whether they've seen something different, I don't know. It was only when I saw that replay later on that I realised the whole offside thing. I just thought he was onside either way, and I thought that's what they were checking. But originally they were checking Fernandes' touch. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see later on. We'll keep people.
Apparently, in the chat was saying thanks, Paul and Rohan. Sorry for pronouncing my name. Meslier won't start in 38, and Bielsa's already confirmed that Casilla will start both of the last 2 games.
Oh, really?
Well, have they?
Thank you for that, and I am genuinely shocked. Can you please point me at a source?
Yeah, let me see.
Let's have a look. I'm looking.
0-0 half time here, by the way.
Yeah. It's half time here as well, Man United.
It's a decision I've made. It's a quote from him. It's a decision I've made. I want Casilla to finish the season in goal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What?
That's freaking annoying for anyone that owns him.
Well, that
is freaking annoying. That
reduces your chances of a clean sheet.
You probably want to sell Meslier, Chris. It's not going to start.
Thanks for that. Yeah. Should have held on to Mendy. Well, I couldn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I had no keeper last week, so that was my. I had to kind of I had to bring someone in to get someone playing, and it worked out last week. And I thought it was also a great pick for the rest of the season. I thought naively, but yeah.
Yeah.
G was saying it's all over Twitter, so I guess we've been here. I've not been looking at Twitter, but cheers for that. That's crazy.
I'm trying to see it.
He's not going to have a good time in front of the fans. I don't mean that nastily, but I know our fans don't like him for reasons. That seems very risky.
I've just seen Mark tweet it as well. By the way, he said
Mark Southern.
He said, not even seeing the United goal, he's putting kids to bed. If Opta have not seen a touch from Bruno, it's done and dusted. It's not an FPL thing. So I guess VAR are saying one thing, and he's saying that Opta are potentially saying something different. FPL still haven't confirmed it, so maybe they are still reviewing, but that possibly could be why then, that Opta's obviously nothing to do with VAR, and they're the ones that are looking at it. And like I said, I don't think it was a touch, but...
We've got to give you a nudge to stop the timer. Apparently,
Oh God, I'm so bad with the timer. Honestly, right. So someone said to me the other day when I was doing my own one, they're like, Jeff Stelling wouldn't do this. I was like, Jeff Stelling's got a whole freaking production team behind him. He doesn't have to do everything and monitor it all.
Oh no, Jeff sat there with a dashboard of computers.
Yeah,
he's doing it all himself.
Oh,
absolutely!
It's so bad. Okay, I've put it on 45. I'll set it again when we go. And obviously, the Man City game is kicking off in 9 minutes, so we'll try and track that one as well. But yeah, I guess half time, right? We'll talk a bit about a couple of the non-FPL things. Yeah, people say I see that 50 minutes. Yeah, let us know your opinions in the chat, and I'll try and keep an eye on some of them. So let's start with Trent first, and then we'll talk about Kane. Right? So give me a brief sum up. Seb, we'll start with you. Should Trent Alexander-Arnold be in the England squad? We won't even talk about lineups for now. We'll just say squad.
Yes, because he's our best attacking right back. I would take Trippier for the defensive right back. And then I've got Kyle Walker to cover or play if you prefer him. And he can also cover centre back. If Trent isn't going, I guess that's Reece James probably nailed on as the attacking one, who's not terrible by any means. I'm just very surprised you didn't want Trent if you're looking for an attacking right back.
What do you reckon, Chris?
I don't know why would you, but why would he not be going? I don't. Is that because Liverpool's defensive record hasn't been as good this season? They've lost their main centre back, obviously, which hasn't helped. So what would the argument about him not being going? He's a again, Everton fan. What am I doing here?
Yeah,
arguing for a Liverpool player, but he's an incredible kind of wing back. Is he the best defensively? A lot of these wing backs aren't, right? But his delivery is incredible. He gets forward, he gets involved a lot, and you need players to do that with that move and bring the ball forward for England. I think the problem England often have is we're very static. We need the width, really, otherwise we kind of just get stuck passing it back and forward across the midfield. So yeah, I don't know why wouldn't be in. I'm not even going to play devil's advocate because I completely agree. It's just that they're just showing the replay again. He doesn't touch that. Maybe he does. I don't know. Yeah, so there was so the squads aren't out yet. I'm not sure when they get announced, but it must be soonish. I guess maybe after the season's finished. And there's just a rumour that he hasn't done enough to change. Because I think in the last squad it was Walker, Trippier and James, and Trent wasn't in it. And the rumour is that Southgate just doesn't think he's done enough to change his mind this time around. So... I mean, there's 26-man squad, so you get 3 extra players to normal. You can't have them all in a match day squad, but whatever, you can take them, which is good. But I guess you don't need more than 3 right backs, right? And so, yeah, the rumour is that he's not going to take him. He's going to take Trippier. I assume Trippier, Walker, and James. I don't see why he would take anyone else. We got a lot. Yeah, Luke, Wan-Bissaka, I don't think so. Cash, etc. But there's a lot of right backs, right? So yeah, that's the rumour. I mean, so Trippier, I don't want to sit here and say Trippier's bad or anything like that. I don't watch La Liga. I don't know how he's performed. But I mean, he's playing for Atletico Madrid and they're doing extremely well. So I can only imagine he's done perfectly okay this year. So I just think Trent's age, he has to go. He's the future. Walker and Trippier are not going to be in many more squads. And I know there's a balancing act of taking the youngsters and also taking players to win. But I just feel like you only need one of Walker and Trippier. And so I actually probably would take James and Trent. But it depends. I mean, I guess the thing I think Southgate will like about James as well is he's just played right centre-back in the FA Cup final. And if Maguire's not fit, I don't think we play 4 at the back at all. So yeah, it was good to get your opinion. I kind of thought, just like everyone in the chat, that it would be to go. But that is the thing; it's just his defensive performance, I guess. But he's asked to do a job by Liverpool that we wouldn't be asked to do again for England.
I mean, he's very poor defensively, but that's not why you pick him. So I mean, if you want, I don't think Reece James is okay defensively, but If you need a defensive right back, you're probably not picking Reece James either. I assume he will now be the pick, probably, maybe Kyle Walker. But for me, ultimately, the Euros aren't made or lost for us at right back. That's where we have some of our most talent. So even if you don't take Trent, I don't think that's going to be the reason we win or lose.
Yeah. Well, okay. If he went, would you start him? Because I actually think right now, I think if we're talking form, I think in like the last like maybe 2-3 months, I think Kyle Walker's been almost flawless for Man City. I just think he's been extremely good. He's obviously not the same kind of player going forward as Trent. Like he can't cross a ball like he can, but defensively he's just absolutely sound. And I think, I mean, Trent's doing all right alongside Nat Phillips and Kabak and Williams, but I think alongside Maguire and Stones, I would just feel a bit safer having Walker there than Trent.
I mean, it depends on who we're facing. So I'd probably start Trent in matches where we maybe don't need him to be as defensively solid, and then switch to a Trippier or Kyle Walker if you want. I guess one thing to point out with Trent as well is he's missed Jordan Henderson. He would hopefully have him for England, who when Liverpool were doing well, that's one of the reasons he maybe got away with his defending, because Henderson would come in and try and pick up behind him. So there's a bit of a relationship there, which is always nice to have in your national teams as well, players who are good partners at club level.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually kind of one of the reasons I kind of like Walker as well, because he'd be next to Stones and Shaw would be next to Maguire. But I don't know. I don't think there's much in it. I agree. I want Trent to go. He's the future, and I don't know. I feel like when you talk about world class right backs, he's right up there, right? I mean, who's better than him at the moment? There's probably not too many players, and we're going to leave. I know what you're saying. The other problem I have with it is he's going to get left behind, and that's the excuse every time we lose a game or do badly. And I can just already see that. There'll always be some excuse, but that'll be it. It'll be, well, Trent didn't go. We didn't have someone for free kicks and corners or whatever it might be. The narrative's already written.
Which we will as well, because Mason Mount will start and will take set pieces, and he's good at them.
Yeah, there we go. So we don't need Trent. No, we decided. Yeah, but
What's the named on the 25th? So just
after. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, it's 26 man, so you can I guess. I don't know. That you either take a few wild card picks, no pun intended, or or you can probably gamble a bit on injuries, I guess. So if we've got a few players right now that are probably not going to play football before the end of the season, like too much, which is Grealish, Maguire, and Henderson. So you can maybe gamble on them a little bit more with a 26-man squad, because I think you do want all three there. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I think the one position which will cause the most arguments, apart from Trent, is centre back. Like Stones and Maguire are a shoe-in. It's like, do you take 3 and 4? And if you do, like, who are they?
I mean, Godfrey, possibly for me, Cody. But yeah, I think we drop off quickly there, don't we? Maguire is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, lots of conversation about Maguire worth his money or not. He's a perfectly good centre back, but it's still not John Terry and Rio Ferdinand. And all of the rest of them are, comfortably below Maguire's level as well, whatever Maguire's level is. So it's certainly a weak point, and I think.
Okay, I've got to interrupt. FPL have given the assist to Fernandes.
Oh,
I knew they would. I just thought if they're given the goal, they have to. So yeah, it's given. He's got the 3 points. Any David De Gea owners out there, I'm sorry, but you've just lost the assist. Lost
the assist. It's a whole new. It's a whole new kind of podcast.
Yeah, not who got the assist. Who's lost the assist. So yeah, he's. Fernandes has got it. So there you go. We'll actually see in a minute when the screen rotates a bit what that does for Fernandes' bonus. I'm guessing that probably puts him up. He's on 2 right now with 13. So
despite the yellow card, it's up into second. I think that'll be the end of it. There'll be no further discussion about that one. I think that.
Oh yeah, everyone will just get on with that. Okay, so I'm just reading the chat. It's an outrage. Bloody hell, Bruno. I swear FPL staff are biased towards any players they own or captain.
Like I said, everyone will take it with good grace and move on the basis that it's. I think
on the basis that I don't own Fernandes, this is an outrage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, I kind of felt like it would have had to be given anyway, but I'm still not convinced he touched it. But
I still think it's possible he got a very, very light touch. I mean, it's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. It was a great dummy.
I look forward to checking Twitter later anyway. Like Seb said, there'll be no outrage anyway. So yeah, couldn't make it up. Might as well just make it up. Sure, that is making it up then. Don't get that.
You could make it up then.
James, no one has De Gea anyway. Yeah, that's the part of the joke. That's part of the joke. Joke doesn't work if everyone owns De Gea. Okay, so next topic of conversation. I think most people agreed, right? Trent has to go. Is Harry Kane. I guess first
he should go as well. I think he should be in the plane.
he should definitely go. Yeah, he should probably one of the first names on the subs bench for me. So I guess Chris, we'll start with you. I mean, do you think he's gonna go? Do you think he is gonna leave? Do you think someone's got the money to pay Daniel Levy what he will want?
Expensive. I think it'll be expensive, but I think he will. I think this is the summer he goes. I think before, I don't think he's really pushed or asked. I think he's been quite easily placated, and the noises coming out seem to be that, he's given it a year. We've given it a year. They're not going to get. Well, it looks like they're not getting the Champions League. Certainly, I think he will go this year if someone puts up enough money. Like, Daniel Levy's doesn't famous for getting great deals. He's not going to let Kane go lightly. It's got to be like 120 million or something insane like that. I mean, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. But there are people who will pay that. I could see City. I could see City potentially paying that. I mean, God, can you imagine Kane at City? We might as well just give up and go home. I mean, it's going to be, someone that can actually put the ball in the net all the time. That would be crazy. But I think he'll go. He'll stay in the UK though. I think he's been pretty clear about that. I don't think he's going to go be popping across to Barcelona or Madrid or something. So I think there's a very good chance he'll go. Yeah.
I mean, so like, I feel like arguably there is literally no player in the world that can replace Kane. So, we could talk about Lewandowski maybe, but the money is going to be serious, right? Like, what kind of price do you think would even start Levy on even thinking about it?
And people keep mentioning the 120 million figure, probably because I think that was a number quoted for Sancho. Seems reasonable. Harry Kane's not the other end of his career by any means. I think he's 27, 28 next season. Yeah, but for him, you'd want him to go this summer then, I guess, because he's leaving just about in his prime. It's also still a half decent investment for another club. Starts getting 29, 30. You don't want to pay that kind of money because there's no sell-on value or not enough usage out of him for that time. So yeah, 120 seems a pretty decent starting point. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a little bit higher. You mentioned we know Levy is famous for his negotiations. So again, maybe it comes down to the club. Maybe some Tottenham can get something out of the club he's going to. So I don't know, who Real Madrid got to get rid of, who have Man United, for example, got to get rid of if they want to swap some strikers.
Martial will return.
Yeah, don't think he's going to return any kind of money like Kane. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, we will bring you. Sorry, I just saw in the chat. Yeah, Chelsea news, but it's not going to be for another 13 minutes because they're kicking off at 8:15.
It's 1-0 in the City match.
Oh, already?
I haven't seen that yet. Well, I'm glad. I was just watching. Yep. There's
just before we get to that, then Danny Ings is coming on for Southampton.
Gundogan.
And Berardi
back in the goals.
Oh, is it Gundogan? Oh my God!
Is it Gundogan? I kept him.
Second minute.
That's fortunate. That is very fortunate.
That is fortunate as well.
I only kept him because I don't have more transfers, to be honest.
Oh my God! This could be floodgates open. Floodgates open for City.
Danny Ings has come on for Shea Adams here. So despite Shea Adams looking good in the first half, they've switched it up. Maybe that was always the plan. Danny Ings couldn't do a 90 for all we know, and it looks like Gaetano Berardi is coming on for us. I am not sure.
Oh God! Don't say. Hang on. What position? I don't even know who he is. What positions is he playing?
He's right back or centre back. He's come on for Llorente, so he's going to go to centre back.
Okay.
Interesting that Pascal Struijk hasn't come on. If we're doing 3 at the back still, maybe Berardi can play right back. He's naturally as a right back. So maybe we've gone to a 4 with Berardi at right back and Dallas in the midfield.
Yeah. Fair enough. I've just so Man City are now in the rotation, so their scores will come up. And as soon as I find out who got the assist,
Mahrez. It was Mahrez assist. So the people that were worrying,
was it actually
Mahrez assist? So lovely down the right hand side. It's a nice bit of possession play. He's picked out a lovely ball to back post, and I think it was Torres who was trying to get to it, but Gundogan just came in, nodded it past the keeper.
And begrudgingly, I'm going to update the Fernandes assist as well.
I think I just saw Pascal Struijk as well. We may have made 2 changes. Let me check for you.
Oh God, don't tell me Bamford's off. Bamford, Rafinha, Dallas, they better all still be on. Yeah, Mahrez. I think Mahrez was a good hold this week. I think there was always every chance that he was going to start, right? So I think if you bought him in, you had to buy him. That's nice 2 minutes in. That's what you want. That's kind of like you relax there. And once your player's scored after a couple of minutes, it doesn't really matter after that, does it? If they get another goal, great. If they don't, well, you got one early on. Happy days. Are either of you going to, Chris, are you going to keep an eye on the City game?
I am.
If Seb's on Leeds? Yeah, okay, cool.
I was just watching the attack when Seb Seb nipped in, so I've got the City game on. It's on BT.
So we have Calvin Phillips has come off for Pascal Struijk, so I presume Struijk is playing the DM role. And Llorente, as I said, is off for Berardi. It does look like a back three still. So Berardi, Ayling, and Cooper in the back three, Struijk at DM.
So that means...
I'd be very surprised if that's injuries. There is a chance Bielsa is just rotating.
So that means 2 of Dallas, Rafinha, and Bamford will get 90 minutes. And Rodrigo. 3 of them, sorry, will get 90 minutes because there's only one more sub. So interesting. Be interesting to see if maybe Bamford will make it to 90 minutes. Be nice if you could bloody score, though.
Oh, James Ward-Prowse has just hit the crossbar from a free kick.
Oh, you can score now. I've not got Melier there. Come smash it.
No, he can't, Chris. No, he can't.
That would have been nice. Yeah, I saw a lot of people thinking about benching Ward-Prowse. I don't, just from an FPL point of view, I just don't like him. I know everyone talks about the free kicks and stuff, but even he can't put them in every time. I don't know.
I feel like it's because you can't predict his returns. He's one of those that if you hold for the season, you could get a bunch of points, but you don't really ever know when they're going to come because they're so set piece led often that it's so hard to predict that it's very hard to say this is the week I'm getting him, if you know what I mean.
What's your plans with him, Chris? You just keeping him now for the season? Or?
Him, yeah, I think I'm trying to remember when I brought him in. I think I brought him in as an enabler for something else. It might be when I was trying to get Kane back or something like that. It was in a midfield shuffle, and he was kind of like it was. You know, I didn't have limitless options. So I think I had to. Yeah, I think it might have been getting. It might have been switching around Son to Kane or something at some point, something crazy like that. But yeah, it was definitely a switch in which he was about the right price and he was doing well. And yeah, and I think he's a decent pick. Like you say, he's been a good differential so far. Not as good as Benteke, who's the last few games has just
what a pick that was. What a pick that was. I went Zaha on my free hit. Christ. And he scores the week after. I wasn't happy about that at all.
You don't think about Etsy? I almost got Etsy him, to be honest. I was looking at him quite a lot. I think he looks very lively. Zaha just doesn't seem really as at it at the moment, generally. I don't know. Do you think talking players will go in the summer? Do you think he's going to go? Has he missed his chance now?
Oh, God. I don't know. He's like one of those players that every season he's going somewhere. And he just stayed. I mean, he must be like 28, 29 now, right? I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to look it up.
Is that a catalyst to, with Uncle Roy?
Maybe it's a catalyst to stay. Maybe you think there'll be some change. But I think, he's 28, so he's not 29 till November. But I think a lot of people were saying, apart from, is it Mitchell and Eze maybe? Most of their players are over 28 or 30.
Stuart Dallas has just gone close. Sorry to interrupt you, Andy. I don't know how close it flashes across goal. We'll see the replay. It was a long way out. He's got it on the right-hand side. So Rafinha into, I think that was Rodrigo, chests it down for Dallas, who strikes it on a half volley across goal. Oh, that's a save. That was going in. McCarthy just saves it.
Come on.
Rafinha on the corner here. So to confirm, he is on some set pieces. Ball into the box and cleared away by Southampton.
Not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. Come on, I need some points from these Leeds boys. That set me off last week on a good start. Rafinha with a 6, Dallas with a 6 in quite a low scoring week. That's what I need today.
I'm with you on the Rafinha bit. I think we're looking at Rafinha and Ward-Prowse is what we're going for. That's the option.
Bamford is in.
Go on, Bamford!
Oh, it's a tight angle. It's a. Oh, I think if you're watching this, you'll see it. Oh, and a rebound comes out. You'll see it in a sec. He gets played in by, I think, Rodrigo. Hint of offside maybe, but takes it very far wide right and doesn't really have a chance to cut it back. So goes for the shot at the near post and it's either blocked or saved.
Oh, I need at least 2 goals from Bamford. I really got it in the neck last week from all the hindsight merchants. So I need 2 goals so I can go and reply to them all this week about how he's done as an option and all that stuff. So to be honest, it would just be nice if Leeds could get a penalty.
He could have squared it to Rafinha there. If it's probably just an inch away from being able to do it. If he got there first, been able to turn and stop it, Rafinha is coming in at the far post.
That's a yellow card, not for McTominay. It's a bit of one of those cynical fouls. He just never winning the ball. He just takes him out. It's going to be edge of the box. It's going to be Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to take a free kick in a set. Maybe Pogba, I guess. We'll see in a minute.
I think Fernandes would be best for edge of the box.
Yeah, even if he doesn't touch it, he'll get the goal. Someone's saying in the chat there's a red card in the Man City game for Cancelo.
Oh,
and I know that guy. He's in a lot of streams, so.
I was cursing my luck not having Cancelo last week.
Yeah, a few people.
Maybe I got away with that one.
Yeah,
Cancelo's off.
That'll be very bad.
Wow, that's big news. Did you have him as well, Chris?
I've got him. Yeah.
Oh, have you played him?
Played him, yeah.
Yeah, he's off. Late Rise is saying it as well. They're all saying it.
That means one of Walker, Zinchenko, and Mendy playing for sure next week.
That's incredibly bad decision. No chance. Like basically, there's ball over the top. Cancelo's kind of stretching for it, turning around. He's missed the ball, turned around. He sort of bundles into Brian forward. I think it might be Spasimo or something who's falling anyway. I guess it's because the Brighton player was through. Welbeck in front of him.
I need to see a different angle. Bruno has just gone so close with this free kick.
What is that for?
That was decent free kick, but he didn't score.
Surely they're going to VIR that. That's an odd decision. That I don't know.
Is he last man? Is he?
It's a coming together, and they're both running towards it. Welbeck on the left hand side, Cancelo running together, and they're both looking at the ball. He's put his arm out and touched him. I don't know. I can't believe. Is that gone to VIR? It must have gone to VIR, or is that done?
I don't know. I'm watching on Twitter and in the chat, but I don't. Everyone's just saying he's off.
We have a penalty shout here.
Penalty Southampton. Someone's saying.
Oh no, it doesn't. It's not been given. I think we've played on, so VAR not looking at it. But Nathan Teller again. Pascal strike on him. I think he probably does catch him. It's just outside the area, maybe.
If it's a VAR, I can't believe that's going to be given. I genuinely can't. Like he's put his. They're both. It's the shoulder to shoulder. Like Welbeck's not in. They're shoulder to shoulder together. Cancelo's put a foot out to try and control it. They're both going towards it. How can that possibly be? That'll be a terrible red card. Not just going to have Cancelo, but that would be.
It's confirmed apparently.
Don't look at the chat, Chris.
Yeah, he's gone. He's off. After that nice Gundogan, it's a roller coaster with FPL. That you get the goal straight away, and now you've got a red card straight away.
I mean, like putting aside the FPL points, which obviously, but I just don't think that's a good decision. I don't. There was a coming together. They were basically both going for it. It's not like Welbeck had the ball. There was two of them running towards it. They're pretty much side by side, and they've kind of bounced into each other. It's been given. Yeah,
most people in
that is a terrible decision. I'm afraid.
Most people in the chat agree with you. I think I saw one that said it's a definite red, but most others are saying the same thing. It's a joke. VAR's a joke. I mean, I would get into a VAR discussion, but I think we can just have the week off from that because I think it's been done to death at this point.
I think it was a bad refereeing decision. I can see what the referee from the angle he saw. He thought he took, but if that goes to VAR and that stays. That doesn't get overturned. I'm not going to get into it. I don't really understand what they're looking at. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the rules something fundamentally, but that does seem incredibly harsh, shall we say?
Yeah, everyone agrees.
How many points you lose for a red card then?
2, isn't it? I think.
So it's a -1.
It might be 3 actually. Is it? It's 2 or
I think. Is it 3? I think straight red.
Yeah, because yellow's 1, so I guess you get 1 extra for being extra bad. Yeah, not good. Someone just said in the chat, Bruno's so good. He got an assist without touching the ball. So someone's just said Havertz is out with a hamstring injury. Someone else said that like 10 minutes ago, but we didn't have the team news. So I don't know who's confirmed that. I'm just having a look now on Twitter if anyone has said it. But that's the second person I've seen say that. Oh, Greenwood goal! Oh, Green! No, it's not. He's gone for a header off of Fernandez free kick, I think. And he's kind of missed the header, but inadvertently... Oh, he's offside anyway. Someone's offside. So yeah, Fernandez crossed. Oh, it was Greenwood actually. Yeah. So he's headed it, but he's like kind of inadvertently headed it down to himself, and he's like hit it on the half volley, but it was a save from Areola, but he was offside anyway. Eric Garcia's coming on. I wonder who's going off. I would take off Mahrez, Foden, or Gundogan for sure.
I guess they won't. I mean, Cancelo wasn't going to play next week anyway, so like from 38, I guess it would be. Well, it could be anybody.
Oh, someone just said in the chat, Dallas has got a yellow.
I've just seen that foul now. I thought it was a penalty for a second. So he brings down Gineppo just outside the area. It's a pretty solid foul, to be fair. I think, Gineppo just nicks it past him. Dallas dives in. Maybe it's a marginal yellow. It's definitely a foul. Let's have a look on the replay here. I mean, yellow could be harsh. Gineppo actually beats him. It's one of those where he actually gets past him but thinks, I should probably leave leg here and get fouled. It's a pretty straightforward foul. Dallas goes for it, doesn't get the ball, takes him down. Yellow may be harsh, but definitely a foul.
Chris, you have to let us know who's being taken off.
It's not come up on my screen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Apparently Garcia's coming on, so someone's going to have to come off. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess one of the forwards, right? Oh,
It's not happened yet on my street. So as soon as it does, I'll let you know.
Ferran Torres, presumably, although he might play next week, I guess. But if you looked at the team, he's probably the most dispensable, and I guess Garcia goes to right back.
Here's Greenwood cutting in on his left. He's had a shot deflected out for a corner. Yeah, it's Torres apparently. I think Torres is, I mean, a bit of, again, recency bias probably, but he's the one that I kind of expect will probably get a place in next week's team. So for City mids, I'm looking at him, and then like you said, Chelsea. The one player I really want to go for next week, because he kind of started off my season so badly, is Pulisic. If I knew Pulisic was going to start against Villa, I think I would go there.
I mean, if Havertz is out, it improves his chances because he's probably fighting for one of those sort of attacking midi slots, isn't he?
I know a lot of people saying about Chelsea lineups. I'm literally on Twitter now, so I'll check them on my phone, and once we got them, we'll go through them. I'm expecting pretty much full strength. I'm sure. What's his name? Chilwell's going to start, and not Alonso again. I can't imagine anyway. Excuse me, sorry. And I'm obviously going to try and find the Leicester one as well, though that's usually fairly straightforward. Let's have a look. Okay, so Vardy. Oh, wow.
Bamford is in. Rafinha, ball over the top. Bamford has rounded the goalkeeper, and he could have gone down. He's not going to score. It's gone out for possibly.
How's he miss if he's gone round the keeper?
So I think McCarthy fouls him there. I don't know if they're going to look at it.
Iheanacho is benched.
On the counter from a set piece, Rafinha ball over the top. Bamford goes round the keeper. It's quite wide. He stumbles, and then it gets tackled off in Vestergaard, and he just shunts it out for a goal kick off his shins. But that should be a penalty. McCarthy catches him. Bamford doesn't go down. That should be a penalty. Yeah,
we remember the bloody Foden one when the same team, it was Southampton. I think it might have been Forster instead, but
they're taking the corner. VAR has to check that. That's a penalty.
Iheanacho's benched for Leicester, so he's not even nailed anymore. It's Schmeichel, Castagna, Fofana, Soyuncu, Albrighton, Ndidi, Tielemans, Thomas. So I guess that's a back five. Oh, hang on. Castagna's going to play right centre-back again. And it's Maddison and Perez. So there you go. That's Leicester. So the big news there is Iheanacho not starting. So I'm not so worried about selling him now. Oh my God. I hate reading the chat first. It's so annoying sometimes. Mendy, James, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Chilwell as expected. So that's the back five. And it is Pulisic, Werner and Mount. So Havertz is not in the squad at all. So the injury is obviously correct. A few people saying Bamford's down injured.
So he's just collided at a set piece with his face against. I didn't see who the defender was, but he's taken a hit on the face, sort of going for a header, collides with a body part. We haven't seen him come off yet. I guess the chat will see it first. He's getting a check at the moment. So because it's impact on the head, of course, I hope he's okay and we'll do the proper checks. But if it is just a light impact, he probably can continue. It's not a hamstring or anything like that. It is an impact injury.
Bamford's been a nightmare. If he's off again before 60, that is rage territory. If he's off again,
it's currently 59-25. If he can stay down long enough, he might make it to 60.
Oh, just when you were saying he's gone round the keeper, I just thought this is it. Rafinha to Bamford.
That was a penalty. I mean, I know it sounds like no one else really cares, and fair enough. And Bamford chooses to stay on his feet, but McCarthy, hits him in the shin and he stumbles. That's just a penalty.
Did it go to VAR, Seb?
I mean, they probably had a look. They have a look at everything, but the corner was taken very quickly, so they clearly just turned it down. Which I don't know. Maybe if someone who knows the rules better than me, maybe fair enough. Bamford gained an advantage. I don't know, but I think that's a penalty.
I mean, I saw someone else on Twitter say it was a penalty, but I was also a Leeds fan, so I don't know if I can. Oh, David De Gea with a double save.
I'd like to say I'm not biased, but of course I am. So I'll try my best. But yeah, get the opinion of a not Leeds fan is probably fair.
Let's have a look.
Oh, it's a shoulder to the face for Bamford. That could be really tough. It's not a foul so much, I guess. He's leaning in for a header and collides accidentally, but that is a big hit.
Yeah, apparently Bamford had a go at the ref, did he? I think he was because he's basically saying he's right though. Like, you can't stay on your feet. You've got to go down. Like, you just don't get a penalty for staying up.
You do have to go down, but it's a shame that's the case, right? Because you go down.
Absolutely, yeah.
You go down to tell the ref you've been fouled, which then leads to obviously all the diving culture conversation, whatever you call it. Realistically, going down is being a good professional footballer. It is your job to win points for your team.
Yeah.
Oh, Gundogan corner. Oh, City corner came to nothing. Bit of a scramble.
A few people asking in the chat, is Rashford coming on? Yeah, he's just about to come on now. I was going to say he's been warming up for a little while. I think that is for McTominay. McTominay's injured, I think. I don't know if he's walking off. I think he may have just had an impact knock or something. So McTominay's coming off, Rashford's coming on. So we are now going to see Pogba go back into the pivot, and then Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right, I assume, which a lot of people have been calling for. FPL have tweeted, after review, the assist for Man United's first goal is awarded to Bruno Fernandes. He provided the final touch before Cavani's effort.
No comment.
No comment from me. I'll leave that one to them.
Well, Brighton forward. Brighton were dangerously forward than right. It's been Brighton have been much more, as you'd expect against 10 men, have been much more on it and in the ascendancy. Although, of course, City look incredibly dangerous when they do break. They just there's been a little bit of box action, but no clear-cut shots here. It's a bit flat after the sending off, but it seems to be heating up again now. So hopefully there'll be more action soon.
I guess if you ever want a team to play with 10 men, it's City. They'll probably do just fine. So,
especially 1-0 up.
Yeah. Is Bamford still on, or has he gone off?
He has gone off and has just come back on the pitch. Okay. There was no one warming up, so he seems to be okay.
They've only got one more sub, haven't they? We've got to remember that. They've only got Leeds have only got one more. So, come on, Bamford. Just I'll take one goal and a couple of bonus points. That's all I want.
I think he's got 1 in 7 or something now.
Oh, he's out of form. Nightmare. I should have gone for Antonio.
If only we'd known 7 matches again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't go for Calvert-Lewin because I just thought till the end of the season Leeds fixtures are better. But yeah, maybe it's going to be punishment again today. But we're still time. I'm not worried.
Bamford's numbers have dropped off. I mean, watching him by eye, maybe not so much. And again, I think obviously FPL doesn't care about this, but for Leeds, it's really important to emphasise that he isn't there just or even sometimes only for goals. His job is so much more than that. Hence last season when all the Leeds fans wanted a better goal scorer, he kept his place. We knew he would in the Premier League, and now he has added, a really good goal scoring record. But he does so much more for the team that it's okay if he's not scoring as long as someone else is.
I also need to just quickly apologise to Adam in the chat who said he has got De Gea. So there are some people with De Gea, but yeah, the assist has gone. But you got a clean sheet still as it stands. He must have made some saves as well. So yeah, the bonus will come around in a minute. Or it's a Fulham free kick, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. They're going to get the ball back in though. Wan-Bissaka going to try and win it here. He's staying away from his man. It's cleared, but they're going to come back straight away. They're going to shoot from miles out. Yeah, miles out and over the bar from Lamina. Not really much happened in this second half, to be honest. I mean, for the first kind of 15 or so minutes, Man United were pressing very high and winning the ball back a lot, but it's been pretty dead since then, really. De
Gea is second in the bonus at the moment. He's got 2 bonus and he's got 4 saves, so he's on 7. Nice. He's doing well at the moment. I think, and he's on 9. Obviously, come through with that bonus holds. So yeah, he's doing okay. And you have that thing at 60 minutes where all the defenders, shoot up the ranks, and it tends to even out a little bit as the match goes on. But yeah, it's Cavani top, De Gea, and Tuanzebe. That's not how you pronounce it. But yeah,
not far off. I don't think. Not far off.
Axel.
Is Fernandes the most talented and luckiest player going? Says Chris in the chat. There probably are 1 or 2 returns that have been a little bit fortunate, but I don't know. What's the saying? You make your own luck.
Bamford in the area, kind of
come on, Bamford.
Through. Rodrigo plays it into him, but to be fair, that's not Bamford's fault. He's got a lot to do. He receives it kind of lateral to goal, and it's kind of just weaved through some defenders and gets the ball taken off him in the end. Might be a Leeds free kick here. I've just seen a yellow card. Or that. Actually,
that's a foul. Is that in the box? Rashford's just been fouled. I would say this is probably outside the box. He's done like a little. What is it called? A flip flap? It might be. I can't remember what the skill move's called. But he's gone like out with his. Yeah, he's gone like outside and back in. Oh, that's definitely outside. Yeah, he's fallen in. He's fallen into the box, but it's going to be a free kick.
I have some very bad news for people who started Pascal Strout. He's just been booked.
Oh, but he's still got the clean sheet.
No, he doesn't. He came on at halftime.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, okay, that is bad news all around then. 0 points.
I got done there. I thought Cooper would take the position off Strout last week. And then when Strout kept it, I was like, okay, well, for the first time this season, Strout's been picked when everyone else is fit. So it's his now. And then Cooper came in and took Strout's spot, and now Strout's come off the bench. So
It's gonna be a free kick here. Once again, Bruno and Shaw. But I love this because they both keep standing over it. Shaw looks as if I'm gonna get a go, and Fernandes is like hell no. I mean, if it's gonna be a cross, it makes sense to be Shaw. So I'm only going to assume Fernandes is going to shoot this. It's such a narrow angle. Oh, save from Areola. It was pretty much straight at him. That would have been. I'm trying to think of the player who scored a similar free kick. It might have even been Mason Mount. He would have had to put it in the far corner and got it spot on to score from there. But yeah, Fulham coming away with it. Nice save. Although we've won it back. It's Tuan Zebi. He's going to be fouled now. It's going to be another free kick, I think. No, playing on. Yeah, not much. Pogba's crossing it into absolutely nobody. That's the end of that.
Ward-Prowse just laid Danny Ings up for one from the edge of the area. Very high, very wide, but a little chance for Southampton there.
Apparently it's called an elastico, not a flip-flap. What's the difference? I thought it was called a flip-flap.
What's a flip-flap?
Oh, Greenwood. How's he not scored? I need to see the replay, but he's like on the penalty spot and he's basically had a header. And I don't think he's touched it. I think Shaw and Cavani were both in front of him, and I think he thought they were going to get it. Fernandes crosses it in. Oh, he just how's he not done anything there? He just obviously doesn't think it's coming to him. He could have headed it. He could have just had a shot, and he's basically like gone in with his head, but not actually gone for a header. So it almost would have been a Greenwood goal. Fernandes assist.
Bamford was nearly in. Ball over from Dallas. Just gets cut out. Rafinha now in the area. Cuts it across goal. I think it's hit the post. And Alioski... Oh, it's a save. So Rafinha puts it across goal. I think it comes off the defender. Hits the post, comes out, falls to Alioski. And he puts it straight down the throat of McCarthy. We'll see the replay here. Rafinha does amazing to get away from the defender. Oh, it comes off McCarthy. So Rafinha puts a low ball across. McCarthy saves it away with his foot. Comes to Alioski, who puts it straight down his throat.
Welbeck's off injured for Brighton. He took a knock. He's been down for a couple of minutes, and he's now been subbed off.
They can't even bring Morpay on. He's suspended to the end of the season, actually, Morpay. They upgraded his red card to another game. So, yeah, he's out. Who will come on then? I guess... I'm
just working it out. I
can't even remember Connolly. Is he... I don't even know who's on the subs, but he might be out. I can't remember now. I can't believe that. If I own Greenwood, then I don't know how he hasn't scored.
Stuart Dallas from the edge of the area over the bar would have been an Alioski assist, but we've seen him score from there a fair bit this season.
Yeah, Trossard looks like he's coming on, or he's certainly doing his I think that's what's happening. He was doing his. I don't know if it's something went on yet because they.
I'll wait for you to see it, but there's something very interesting apparently that's just happened. What are you seeing right now in the Brighton City game?
Oh. It's a yellow
for your man, the man you can pronounce.
Yeah. Gundogan's down injured. I hope not seriously though.
Apparently, they're reviewing it for a red.
Johan Kabash.
Yeah.
He's I mean, yeah, he left his foot in. I don't think it was malicious, but it was his foot was high. And he left it in the challenge. Yeah, he should have pulled out of that.
Be interesting to see if he overturn it.
Blooded. Gundogan's made of sterner stuff. He's not going to, he played one leg. He keep going. Can't stop him. Yeah, well, at the moment, it's still a yellow. There's no, nothing else here. Who knows? With that penalty they gave, with that red card they gave, who knows what's going to go? No, I'm definitely over it.
I guess it takes a lot to turn it red from yellow, but it's happened, I guess. So
it is Trossard on for Welbeck, so he's just receiving instructions at the moment.
Nathan Teller has just come off for Nathan Redmond, who's come on for the 0.5% people who own one of those players, I guess.
Yeah, not much happening. There's only 20 minutes left. So, I mean, what are we like? We're at 1-0, 0-0. There's not many goals considering everything that happened over the weekend. It felt like there was quite a few goals.
Yeah.
So, I guess there's a lot of Greenwood, Fernandes, mostly those two owners hoping for one more. And I'm sat here just hoping Leeds do something. It's going to be like a Rodrigo goal, and that's it. I can just tell.
I will say that based on, I've not looked at any numbers for this match, but just based on watching it, Rafinha has looked a lot more dangerous than Harrison. Harrison good early on as well, and not bad by any means.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've said Rafinha's name an awful lot more than I've said Harrison's in this second half.
You definitely have. You also mentioned Alioski, so I think, right, someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. So obviously Euro Fantasy is coming. Apparently he takes penalties.
Oh, Harrison. Okay, I thought for a second that might be a red. He dives in on Ward-Prowse. I think it is just 1 foot, but he takes him out. I think the ref might even have played on. He got the ball, but it was one of those where he gets the ball and then completely cleans him out with his second leg. So I don't even think a foul's been given. Sorry, back over to you, Andy.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I was just saying, apparently Alioski takes penalties for North Macedonia. So anyone that's playing, I've definitely got my eye on him now, because a penalty taking defender, it doesn't matter what their team is, you can't turn that down.
He plays left wing back for them and takes penalties. Before, I don't think he's ever taken one for us, but before we signed him, I watched some videos of his penalties. Look them up; they're great. He absolutely leathers it.
I like that. Yeah, that's how I felt. Well, that's how I saw it. I googled it, and then it was basically like a page with all the Leeds fans' tweets saying we need to get him on penalties because they saw him do it for the country. Fernandes running forward. He's played it to Greenwood, and he's been tackled. Fernandes played well again today, by the way. I know people have been a bit frustrated with him before the double game week because he just hadn't been bringing in the points, but he has played pretty well. I mean, he has got an assist.
Well,
yeah. It's almost as good as Rafinha's last game week.
It sounds like you've said Greenwood quite a lot. It sounds like he's had a few chances there.
I don't know about chances, to be honest. He's just on the ball a lot in and around the box, as you'd expect. Like, there was that header, like he should have done better. Shot then straight at the keeper.
Bamford is in.
Come on, just...
Oh, Bamford scored. Unless it's offside, Bamford has scored. Rodrigo assists.
Is it offside?
A ball over the top. Bamford takes it. Just
don't be
tucks it
offside.
Past the goalkeeper.
Don't be offside. Don't be offside.
The linesman kept his flag down. I saw him keep it down. VAR will check this, though.
What's the assist? Please say Rafinha.
It would be Rodrigo.
Ugh, get out of that guy. I'll take the goal, though.
Got the replay here now. That might... Oh, I think that's going to be given offside.
Just
based on eyeballing it. It's the classic shoulder leaning beyond the heel. So I think Bamford's had.
I'm watching the chat. I can't wait for you. I need to know.
Oh, he's Megged McCarthy. If he does score it, he's Megged McCarthy.
Oh no, people are saying
possibly. Yeah.
Surely offside. Someone's saying.
We haven't seen lines yet here on mine. I'm maybe 30 seconds.
Oh, it's Cavani. He's playing in Greenwood. Greenwood's through on goal. Areola stay back. This is going to be a goal. Oh, he saved it. Why have you not put it the other side? Fernandes with the follow-up. It's gone over the bar. Sorry, I'm looking at... I want Bamford. I want this to be up. So, Cavani, great through ball. So, Pogba to Cavani. He just plays it straight into Greenwood.
Kicked off, Andy. That's the goal given for Bamford. Did you go assist?
Come on, Bamford. So Grealish is like, it's a bit like the Fulham player in the first half. He has tried to open his body as if he's going to hit it to the left side from the right, but he's just hit it. He's tried to go for the near corner, but Areola's closed that gap down. So I would say that was a poor choice of shot from Greenwood. I think he should have gone to the other corner. He was through on goal. Great ball from Cavani. I bloody love Cavani. He's so good. I'd be raging if I had Greenwood. That just happened. That should have been a goal. It's not like... it's not an open goal, clear-cut chance, but you expect him to put that away, right? One of those classic ones, XG and Greenwood. That's always a good conversation. But, yeah, so that was a good chance. We are 74 minutes in. We've only had one sub, I think, for Man United. So I expect to see some more soon. I mean, I guess we need to... It would be good to win this so we can just fully rest players because it's second place is wrapped up no matter what happens with Leicester and Liverpool and Chelsea. So... yeah, we might see them get 90 minutes and then a full rest next one. But, yeah, 74 minutes. Greenwood should have scored. And that's probably one of the best chances of the game, to be honest. How are Man City looking? Obviously, your hang bash didn't get sent off. It's just a yellow, right?
They didn't. It didn't get. That's stayed at just a yellow. It's staying a lot in the midfield at the moment. The last sort of 5-10 minutes, there's not too much kind of breaking through. It's Trossard just on the. No, sorry. There's Gross on the ball there. Sorry, they've all got similar haircuts, these young men. Oh, I've got. I am 19. They do have a very similar haircut. I need a haircut. Talking of which,
people just reminded me as well in the chat. I've got to update the score. I keep forgetting that. I'll happily put Bamford's goal in there.
Rafinha inside the area just beats.
Oh, Fulham are in! It's a goal. Fulham have scored. That's not offside. Definitely not. Brian has scored. It's 1-0. Clean sheet gone. I don't know who's crossed this ball in. He is completely free at the back post. Let me see this again. I was too busy updating the score, so I only just saw it. Hang on a sec. So I'm not going to know who crossed this in, am I? I'm really bad with the players. So I think that's ball out to the. He's not offside. That's definitely not offside. What are they even? How can that be offside? He's on the other. It's no way. I can see this with the eye. Ooh. Oh, surely not, unless his arm's forward. I don't think this is offside. They're looking at it, though. They're checking offside. It's offside for the whoever crossed the ball, not whoever scored. The guy that scored is definitely not offside. So it's a goal. It's a offside in the build up they're looking at. I wish you could see what they're showing us here. How the hell are we supposed to see any? They're basically like some Luke Shaw close up with blurred pixels. Oh, he is leaning forward, but he kicks it into Shaw. Well, I don't know what they're checking. I can't hear what they're checking. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a headache with the amount they're changing the screens here. It's ridiculous. With the eye, I think that looks quite onside to me, but maybe not. Let's have a look.
Just before that, we had a Rafinha chance. Obviously not a goal, but he cuts inside and shoots.
Yeah, it's on. Sure, he's onside. Oh my god, here we go. Shoulder. He's literally like crouched like forward. Yeah, it's onside. Yeah, definitely. It's one of those that you're pretty sure with the eye. It's a really good cross. Brian is unmarked at the back post. I don't know where Wan-Bissaka is, but I can tell you where he is. He's right in front of him, not marking him. And he heads it down. It does hit De Gea's leg, so he does go for the save with his feet. Yeah, 1-0. It's been given. 1-0, sorry. 1-0.
We've got Tyler Roberts looking to come on here. I'm not sure who's going to come off yet. Walcott has come off for Southampton.
Please be Rodrigo. Please be. Bamford doesn't need a rest. He needs a brace. That's what he needs. So who scored that? Brian scored that. Oh, that's annoying now. But the good thing is, if you own Man United players, is I really do think a win's massively important here. So I think I don't think they're going to be coming off anytime soon.
Brian and Decordova-Reid.
Yeah.
It is indeed Rodrigo that comes off. Rodrigo comes off for Roberts, so into that sort of attacking centre mid position. That means Bamford, Rafinha, and Harrison all get 90, I believe.
See that? What was the narrative now? Bamford's going to be coming off before 60. If he gets another goal now, I'm gonna be smug. I'm just going to warn you right now. If he gets the second goal, smugness. Yeah, I'm pre-warning you. All those people like, well, it was obvious Bamford's just going to come off before 60 now. I was like, yeah. Let's see.
I mean, I guess that's.
I was a bit worried.
I guess, but that's when Rodrigo is on the bench. But the reason he'd been coming off so early, started alongside him. So,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do in the last game. I guess.
I'd expect, but I mean, we've got Casillo playing now, so I'll be honest, I'm a lot less sure than I was. I would expect Bamford to start, and then we'll see if Rodrigo plays or comes off for him again. Maybe there's a chance that changes, but Bielsa starts Bamford. That tends to be how he works.
Yeah. Got to be.
Is it worth doing a goalkeeper sub for the last game? I don't know.
I think again, it all depends what else you can do, doesn't it? But I think it could be. But obviously, the upside's so low. Like to get any kind of
thing, isn't it? Like I've got Forster who may play as well, so I just don't think it's worth it. I've got tinkering elsewhere.
Yeah,
I reckon Forster's got a decent chance of playing. To be fair, so. Yeah, if you've got half a chance at 2 points from Forster as opposed to 0, you can probably use that. If you consider a transfer as worth 4 points, even the free ones, because to fix a bad transfer you need to spend 4, I guess, you can probably spend those 4 points better elsewhere. Right?
I was planning to bring in Dallas for the last match. To be honest, that was what I was thinking about.
Nice, not bad.
Against City,
the ball's gone out to the right again. Brian's definitely not in the box this time. They cut it back to the edge of the area. Oh, you should have left it. Wan-Bissaka's coming away now. Yeah, Fulham are playing all right at the moment. They're winning the ball back quite often, fairly high up the pitch, in the middle of the pitch at least. But Fernandes is coming forward now. Obviously, lots of emphasis to get this second goal. Rashford cutting inside, but they've won the ball straight back off him. So yeah, I wonder if Man United might get a bit, what's the word? Like just anxious and try and force it a bit now, which could be a good thing, but it also leads to mistakes sometimes as well. So, Fernandes in, he's got to play Greenwood in, he's going to shoot. He comes back, that's such a good touch, and that's a really bad shot. Just no power in it at all. He kind of done the defender with the cutback, but I feel like he should have probably played Greenwood in. I'm just looking at the replay now. He's free in the middle. Yeah, it would have been difficult to get Greenwood in. It's a nice cutback, but no power in the shot. So still 1-0. And yeah, I'm sure that will, like in the chat, that probably will go down as an Areola save if you've still got him.
I mean, fans aside, and obviously professional pride aside, Man United don't particularly need anything from this, do they? It's more about just seeing this out and preparing for what's to come, right?
Yeah, I think the win guarantees second place. That's the only thing. I mean, obviously for Champions League, we're done. Yeah, we're going to be in the top 4. But for second place, a win guarantees that. Because Leicester and Chelsea have to play each other, it's probably likely we get second anyway. But I think it would just be good to get it here and kind of be done, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be. I'm sure we're going to keep pushing forward. There's not really. I mean, I would say there's not too much to lose, but Loftus-Cheek keeps getting the ball and driving forward. The only thing is, Fulham aren't really committing too many men forward. So he's won the ball there and driven forward, but it's like 3 versus 6 or 3 versus 7. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they go a bit more. Aggressive with how many men they commit forward towards the end of the game. Because I mean, Fulham have literally got nothing to lose, right? It doesn't matter whether they get a draw or whatever. They're down anyway. So
I guess from a fantasy perspective, obviously not great if your Man United player doesn't get points today. But if you don't secure second today, slightly bigger chance of you playing a better team next week.
Yeah, I guess it depends what happens with Leicester and Chelsea tonight. Because I think in fact, let me have a quick look at the table so I can discuss it without just guessing.
If it's a draw, in the game, it's all over.
Yeah, it's all over as well. Yeah, so we're 5 points ahead of Leicester as it stands with this 1 point. So yeah, if
Chelsea win, it's all over as well because they're
basically. So yeah, it could still be over.
Win that keeps it alive, really.
Yeah, so we should be fine. I think again, like I said at the start, I think Greenwood's got a chance at Wolves because I still don't think. I think Rashford is in the first 11, like for the final. And I don't think he'll play Pogba in the middle. I just don't see it. Diallo's coming on here. Let's see who goes off. Could be Greenwood. It's not going to be Rashford, that's for sure. He's only just come on. It is Greenwood. Greenwood's off on 82 minutes with a blank. Amad Diallo has come on. So that is officially a blank.
That's going to upset a lot of people. He was a very popular. Was he with most transferred in this week? He must have been high up there.
I'd say he was up there. Yeah. The only thing I think that put some people off was obviously the leaks that were wrong. But yeah, so he's off with a blank. I do think there's a chance of 30. I don't think we'll go full Leicester on that. But there will be quite a bit of rotation. But Greenwood up front, maybe Greenwood off the right, Martial up front, James off the left, something like that. Because they're back now, so. Yeah, it could happen, but I guess this was the game you wanted the points in, right?
It sounds like Greenwood had the chances as well. I know you mentioned maybe more involved and clear-cut chances, but again, a couple of times there, Bruno Fernandes could have laid him in. He missed that chance against Areola. Just didn't quite put them away.
Yeah, next year will be really interesting with him because obviously there's all the Sancho talk, which is just never going to go away. And if he comes in, it's a bit different. But if he doesn't, I think Mason Greenwood has improved a little bit this year, and he's so young still, right? He's got a lot of development to do. But yeah, I think owners can be a little bit frustrated they didn't get something. I think he had enough chances to get a goal. And that one chance where he just went near post, I don't know why. Maybe he's trying to trick the keeper by opening up his body, but probably would have been better just to have scored, to be honest, in the other corner, right?
I feel like anecdotally, watching Greenwood, he likes that near post finish. I don't know if that's true, just trying to think of finishes I can think of him pulling off. So I don't know if that's one that, like you say, he's tried to trick the goalkeeper and bring it near. And did Areola save it? So maybe that's a pattern he's recognised.
I don't think that's actually completely...
Bamford is in. Rafinha has scored, but I think Bamford's going to be offside.
Oh, don't say that.
Bamford is offside. Oh. So Bamford was played through, probably a bit wide for him to have a shot. He cuts it back to just space, and Rafinha slots it in the bottom corner, but that is probably a very easy offside on Bamford. We've got a replay now. Oh, he's daylight. A full player off.
Someone's telling me in the chat to update the lead score, but it's 1-0, right? That's it.
I've got 1-0, but I'm maybe 30 seconds behind if something else has happened.
Maybe they saw that goal. And that was what it was.
Yeah, no, okay. Anyway, they said you've only got one job. I haven't got one bloody job. I've got loads of jobs here to do at one time. All right, like I said,
come on, Andy, what are you doing?
I need a production team behind me to do all the fancy stuff, and I'll just chat and present and all that stuff.
Least of all, Andy's got to make us sound great. You know, he's here to pull us all together.
Top transfer in this week, according to FPL, was Cavani actually. So,
oh wow, really?
Wow, that's a good shout from
Cavani,
masses, I guess.
Harrison, Alexander-Arnold, and Wood.
I did like Cavani as a differential this week. My biggest, I mean, I won't go into it in too many details. Like other stuff just happened with my team. Like Jota getting injured kind of killed the Cavani thing for me. But it was just 38 as well. It's just 38. Like there's just no way he plays against Wolves.
No, he's not going to play the next game.
No way.
Greenwood was 10th, as it turns out, a 10th thing, but still.
Sorry, really quickly. Last sub for Man United. I think Van der Beek has just come on, and Fred has gone off with an injury, a bit of a knock. I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't know how bad it was. But yeah, it looks like now we're playing without Fred or McTominay. We've got Pogba and Van der Beek in the middle. So Fernandes is getting 90 minutes. I guess, yeah, and Cavani's going to get 90 minutes as well because he's still on. So if you've got either of them. But yeah, I did like Cavani this week, just not for next week. Sorry, Seb, go on.
Oh, I was only going to say that I know Greenwood was probably. I did Antonio in for Watkins, which obviously we don't know if that comes off yet. But Greenwood was probably second on my list for the injured Jota. Then maybe something like a Willock. I probably couldn't stretch to Cavani, although I think that's a nice transfer. And I think a lot of people are probably in a similar position. Feels unfortunate the Greenwood one.
I think Antonio, and I probably did to a certain extent as well. I think he was just so overlooked by quite a few people simply because he was just so obvious. And I think with the fact, I just think there's something in it with like the last 2 weeks. You feel like you've got to do something a little bit different or just a little bit sexy or something like that. I think you might have said that on the Scoutcast actually, and like Antonio just isn't that, but he's great underlying stats, great player, and 2 great games. So
it's not a penalty shout, very weak. But Rafinha again in the ball in the box just gets bodied out of it and doesn't even really look for a penalty.
I just like to quickly apologise because I'm an idiot. So I did see Van der Beek coming on and I did see Fred down, but Fred has obviously come back up and he's fine. So Cavani's just gone off and now Van der Beek's come on. So that's 87 minutes. So Cavani's not going to get 90, but he got 87. He got a goal and he's currently on 3 bonus. So still looking pretty good for owners. I think the only thing that can really kill that bonus now is Brian scoring a second goal, which is unlikely, or Fernandes getting a second return. So there's only 2.5 minutes left of normal time. So yeah, not much time. Oh wow, De Gea straight through to Diallo. Diallo, he's trying to cut inside. Oh, he took it really nicely. It's De Gea right up to the.
I think Diallo's feeling robbed of his assist. He's thinking, I've got to get on the...
Yeah, De Gea.
He saw Alisson last week. He's gone, I've got to get on my fantasy stats boosted. So
I want to see that again. But he took it down so well. Like it was just outside the D of the area. He just couldn't get out of his feet after that. But yeah, almost a second non-De Gea assist there.
Who have we all captained this week? I'm on Salah.
I'm on Kane.
Okay.
I must admit, one of the things I've really tried to do this year is decide my captains in advance, and it only takes something big to change it. Because I think I just get less affected by form, really. I'm just choosing it based off the numbers and fixtures. But this week I found it tough to not change. Really tough because I just think Liverpool look really good. Plus Peacock Farrell in goal. But I just stuck with Kane. I don't know. I think Villa just not. I've had Martinez for ages, like a lot of people. The Villa are just not good defence. So there's going to be lots of chances for Spurs. Part of me just wanted to swap because if it's that close, I usually go for the midfielder. But
sure,
I think subconsciously getting Manny in kind of told me that I had extra cover in the Liverpool game, and so I didn't swap.
Yeah, I get that. If you think there are going to be 3 goals for Liverpool in that match, you feel like to use that horrible word, it feels like you've covered more of those goals now, whereas Kane, you maybe want to double down on that. Realistically, we could very easily see like Salah 14 points, Kane 12 points, and it makes no real difference,
Yeah.
I own both anyway. Shaw just got a yellow card, by the way.
No.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He's highly owned, isn't he?
I've got him. I've got Luke Ayling on the bench. I never would have started Ayling over Shaw, but Ayling with 6 on the bench at the moment, and Shaw with 1, I'm guessing.
Just looking at the bonus now as it spins around on the screen. So Bamford's currently top. Gundogan's top for the Man City game, but obviously that's got a long way to go yet. And Cavani is still top as well for Man United. So yeah, for Cavani owners and Bamford owners, I don't know if you know, I own Bamford.
You should have mentioned it earlier.
I should, yeah.
You're just so quiet about it. That's the thing.
No. Luke Ayling would get 1 as well. No.
Oh yeah, I'll wait for it to flip back round for
I mean, this has done pretty well for you, Andy. You'll be sitting on what, 17 points from this. Just for
if Southampton don't score, yeah. I mean, I'm always a bit worried with Leeds. I know they've got loads of clean sheets this year, and some of the games I've watched, they really control it. But I just always in the.
Southampton at all threatening. I mean, in this match here, it's there's been the odd shot, but mainly from range. It's kind of petering out into midfield possession, sort of exchange really. People both sides want to keep hold of the ball for a bit, pass it back and forward, and it's been a bit drab for the last sort of 10 minutes or so. What's Southampton looking like? Are they on the beach or are they having a go?
They are having a go. There's 6 minutes at a time, so a little bit of that, maybe the Bamford injury. Redmond just went quite close. It was a good save from Casilla. They're pushing on, but nothing too much yet. And you always feel like Leeds could be a threat on the counter, of course.
Yes, probably one of the best teams in the league at that, I would say.
Yeah, I'd
Good to
definitely say
see.
so. You mentioned the defense a moment ago. Just something to highlight with that. I mean, we've gone back and forth on the defense all season. Terrible at the beginning, then improved. Then when everyone suddenly got on the bandwagon, I'd argue, we actually started looking worse again. We have, I think, Danny Ings. Well, I think that was wider than I thought, but thank goodness. Danny Ings turned on the half volley, puts it wide. Don't know who would have got the assist for that. But our defense, I think we have the biggest distance between XGC and actual goals conceded, where our XGC is like second worst in the league or something, and our actual goals conceded is maybe closer to mid-table. So maybe Melia being good, maybe a bit of luck, but our defense isn't as good as the clean sheets say.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, no, I would agree. Although I do think, I got to be honest, I've not looked into this, so it's just thinking about it. I do think, especially early on when you play top teams, there was kind of it was just kind of let's just play the same, and like obviously we beat you 6-2 the first time around. So I wonder how much of that was because in some of the easier games, like these really did control it and just didn't look really threatened at all. So I wonder if there's something in that.
I mean, yeah, I think it comes down to obviously the system we play. It's changed a little bit over the season, but we look to try and control a game. We're going to look to push. We've stepped back a little bit recently, but realistically, I think it comes down to the quality we have in our team. A lot of the players we have are very solid championship players who Bielsa has probably elevated to pretty much their maximum. And I don't do them a disservice because they've worked incredibly hard to get there as well. But Liam Cooper was a League One centre-back for Chesterfield, and he was behind Janssen and Bartley in the championship for us. There was a period when he played, we were worried we would concede because of him. He's come so far, and I would say he hasn't got much further to go in what he's got to give. So when we come up against, for example, a Salah and a Mane, there's only so much that the structure and the coaching can do. Fundamentally, some of these defenders are championship defenders.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. And obviously, like you said, they have done extremely well. So, I got to laugh. Ariola's just got a yellow card for time wasting. It's about a minute and a quarter left, so he's just got a yellow card. I mean, it's not looking. I mean, I say it's not looking good. Like we discussed just a minute ago. We should still get second place regardless. But yeah, draw 1-1. I mean, someone just put in the chat. Drawing at home to Fulham, lost at home to Sheffield United, needed a penalty at home to beat West Brom. Hasn't been great. I guess you get those results sometimes. That's basically the difference between kind of a Man United and a Man City at this point. Like Man City just don't lose these games. They control it the whole time and they put enough goals past early on. But I don't know. We've had the chances. It just hasn't gone our way. Fulham have barely threatened us at all, to be honest, for most of the game. Although they are kind of through, but Wan-Bissaka's going to be too quick, I think. Yeah,
hey,
30
Andy,
seconds left.
And Andy, look at the chat.
Oh, yes, Bamford assist. Come on, 2 returns, you beauty. Is that right? Is it definitely an assist?
Oh, we've not had it here yet, but the ball is in Kiko's hands.
Robert's
so
goal, Bamford assist. That's what they're saying.
I think Bamford was stood next to Kiko when he catches that. So it would be impressive if Bamford gets up for the assist. We've got Rafinha on the right. He plays it over to Tyler Roberts, who is in on goal.
It's full time here.
He gets tackled. Bamford takes a shot. It hits the goalkeeper, and Roberts plays it in. So that really should have been a Roberts chance with a Rafinha assist, but he messes it up. It comes over to Bamford, and Roberts scores. I think so. That's the goal Roberts has wanted as well for a long time, and a Bamford assist.
Oh, I'm so happy. Honestly, last week there was so much hindsight. Oh, Bamford's like not very good. He hasn't done this. He's not an option anymore. I was like, look at the fixtures. Not only have Leeds have really bad fixtures, Rafinha also hasn't been playing.
I know this isn't FPL, but I just want to highlight that when Kiko kicks this up the field to Rafinha, Bamford is stood next to him.
Right.
So in the time it takes Rafinha to lay it off to Roberts to mess up a shot, Bamford is there for a rebound who gets saved, and then Roberts puts it in. That's impressive from Bamford in what the
It'd be too knackered to play West Brom now. It'd be too knackered to play against West Brom. Yeah,
that's one for that narrative, isn't it?
I should say it's full time now, 1-1 Man United. So obviously you can see it. I don't need to go through. You can see it on the screen when it comes back with Man United. But Cavani obviously got the goal. Fernandes assist. No comment on that anymore. So three bonus for Cavani, but nothing for Greenwood. And I don't think I'm going to wait for it to come around on the screen as well. I don't think Fernandes is on any bonus, so he's just going to get 5 points. So for anyone that didn't go for him, I got to be honest. I have played Fernandes so well in the back end of the season. I took him out in 27. I got in De Bruyne. That was the week that he scored. That was the week that Fernandes scored the penalty against City. Everyone told me what a mistake it was. Then De Bruyne scored 2 goals against Southampton. And then, Rafinha just missed a great chance. Damn it.
We did the exact same thing, Andy. I think we did the same.
Yeah, and then I
Fernandes out,
free
De Bruyne.
hit him back in for the
Nice.
double game week, and I didn't bring him back this week.
Yeah,
He
same.
did touch it. I've just seen an angle where he touched
Oh,
it.
really?
There we go.
It's 4 points. Sorry, Fernandes got a yellow, didn't he? It's 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points. It's 4 points.
He did touch it.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Pascal Struck, by the way, because I know there's a few of his owners, has just gone off for a little injury. I think he's okay, but something to keep in mind on. Bamford is in and has played Rafinha in. Oh, it's a save! McCarthy makes a great save. That would have been Bamford to Rafinha in the last 30 seconds of the match.
I'm rewatching it now because I've got. Okay, it's weird because they slow it down and then when the ball kind of leaves his foot, they speed it back up. But I would say he did touch that. I'm changing my mind now. Like I said, I'm not biased.
Well, it's only 4 points anyway.
We have full time here, 2-0 Leeds United, and I am shocked Rafinha's got nothing from that. I think that puts, until next week when it changes, I think that puts the Rafinha and Harrison bed to debate, though. Rafinha looked very dangerous today.
I feel like we've said that so many times this year that that Rafinha, how has he not got more points? But I'm very happy with that. That's a good. Apart from Man United not winning, I've got to stop the bloody timer because we're on 97 minutes.
Keep going. Let's see if we get to 115. We're going to.
That's how did you guys do? How did you do, Seb, tonight?
I don't have points yet because it's updating, but I have 1 from Shaw, 6 from Gundogan, 3 from Rafinha, and 6 from Bamford, 6 from Ayling on the bench as well in case someone doesn't play. So decent, I think.
Yeah, pretty good. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, well, I've got Gundogan's 6. Hopefully, if it stays that, it's only half time, obviously, so we'll see how that goes. -2 from Cancelo, really unbelievable. Nothing from either Meslier or Foster, who didn't play. And then Fernandes 4, Rafinha 3, and Ward-Prowse. So a lot of players play. It's not a disaster like it could have been at one point, but yeah, the Meslier not having the keeper in, and then Cancelo sending off is gonna
That was a roller coaster 10 minutes in that City game for you. The early goal.
The game has been pretty mediocre since as well. To be honest, I think that could have been, the City were looking very lively. That obviously changed the game quite a bit. I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to watch later on and see what other people think of it. I just looked really innocuous. It looked like a coming together. I know it certainly didn't seem like a cynical kind of foul to bring anyone down. And I didn't see Welbeck. I just don't see Welbeck was in charge of the ball or even anywhere nearer the ball than Cancelo was. So I don't really quite understand it. But I'm sure if I watch some pundits explaining it, I might get the decision. It might make sense afterwards. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it later.
What are you doing, Andy?
I'm doing great, well. Thanks. I'm on.
Andy, have you got Patrick Bamford?
I'm on 20 points from 3. I gotta be honest, nice. Right? I know I'm supposed to. I mean, to be honest, I don't really see the rival anymore because it's been so long since they've been in the same league, and that's not a dig. I've loved Leeds this year. I think they've been such a breath of fresh air in the way they play, and from an FPL point of view, they've been so good. And yes, people still tell me I got it wrong with bloody Bamford at the start of the season where I wrote him off. Just like a lot of Leeds fans did, by the way.
I did. Yeah, I'm very happy to win up to that.
But I've loved them since. They've been so good. And Dallas has come in now, 2 clean sheets in a row. It's a game against West Brom left. So Dallas and Rafinha got points last game week, and now it's Dallas and Bamford. So I want the triple this week. So yeah, 20 from 3, no Man United players. So I'm quite happy about that.
Nice. Yeah, decent. I'm 19 from 4 here, so just behind you with 1 more player played. So yeah, decent.
Go on, Chris.
How are you? How does that? Oh, sorry. After you, Chris.
I'm 16 from 6, so not great.
Ooh, that's tough.
But you still got players in play.
That's Cancelo Cancelo -2 and Meslier not playing. So yeah. So hopefully Gundogan can keep pushing on and get a bit better. Maybe they can put Cancelo back on in the second half and see if we can get some more points.
Yeah.
How's your rank looking, Andy? I know at one point we were looking for the triple digits. Is that still on, especially with a good start to this week?
Yeah, maybe with the start of this week. I was 15 points off it before this started. I'm now 13 points off it, so it's slow. I've got a green now, even with a hit, which is nice. But obviously, I've had 3 players play. I think the thing I'm most happy about is I've I could have gone to Fernandes and I just went straight to Mane.
Yeah.
And obviously now I'm feeling quite good about that. We'll see what happens. But I think Kane versus Salah, like the variance there could be huge. You know, if one of those blanks, which if you're on the right side of it, then that's massive. If you're not, it's going to hurt a lot. Like
you know what 13 points is? That's a Mane brace. That's what that is.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think if Mane comes off you, I think absolute, you know.
Oh my God. I've just realised I've not looked at the effective ownership. So I've got Kane captain. He's 102%. Salah's 162%. If he goes mad, I'm screwed. Oh God, that's going to be I don't even know if I want to watch Liverpool game. But Mane is 2.87%. So that is huge differential.
Nice.
He's one of my only differentials really. But yeah, all right. I think we'll wrap up there because we've been going quite a while. When will we be back? I think me and Az are doing a Q&A tomorrow, and then we've got all the usual stuff after that. There'll be another Scoutcast on Thursday at an earlier time. I think we're doing 5:30. And then we'll have another match day on Sunday. There's loads of stuff coming. I won't reel it all off now. But yeah, make sure you hit that like button, and thanks for joining us. And yeah, cheers, Chris and Seb. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck for the rest of the week. We'll see you next week. And